Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Salute the Sun with What Team Comp. I'm your host, the Uncommon Guru, and I'm here today with our lovely people Batalin, played by Butters, Millie, played
Oh,
by Paris, Julius, played
Hello.
by Sam, Faria, played by Limey,
Hello.
Nathala, played by Madrino, and we will hopefully have Lust showing back up, played by Comic, but right now he's currently missing, so we're going to have to do a little bit of Jaegering action to get him, or her rather, going with everyone.
Why is it so
So we
fucking
can.
cold?
I don't know why it's so fucking cold. Maybe it's because to be fair, we're starting summer. Why is it still cold?
exactly!
It's still spring!
It's May.
Summer
Well,
doesn't
It's
start until
gonna be
June.
May.
Eh.
Summer don't start until June, by the way.
Listen, I can still wish for it to be summer now.
Fucking desert dweller.
Yes, yes, indeed. That being said, are you guys ready to begin?
Sure.
Yep.
Very nice. So, after having made their way to La Crozon and being initiated into the guild with their first mission, they were given a few options for some other missions that they could look into. After looking through and deciding upon one up in the mountains, they made their way to the mountains with a fairly quick, easily safe travel, which eventually led them up a mountainous path, whereupon they were requiring themselves to make dodging motions to avoid being hit by a boulder that suddenly dropped down on them. Confused and surprised, they chose to climb the wall and actually try and see what happened there. Seeing that the rock had been scrupulously moved in such a manner that required something to have done this, they made their way a little bit deeper into the mountains, whereupon they eventually found a cave. And writing upon one of the rocks that said, "Beware nobody." And then, figuring to quickly poke their heads inside, they saw a blinded ogre who screamed at them to get out, to leave. And when Batalin kept trying to befriend this poor individual, they, in a blind fury, smacked him and got everyone to start backing up and leaving the cavern. Now, outside the cavern, what would you all like to do?
It's just, do I perchance at all see any signs of this giant leaving his cave?
No.
Because I'm sorry, but it's weird to think that a blind giant would hunt.
He's not. Well, so you're saying has he left his cave, or
Full
Yeah.
blind ogre.
Are there no, not currently, but like, are there giant footprints or drag marks or something or stuff like that around the cave?
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you make a survival check for that. You're passive with just looking around. You can see the area looks well trodden. There are a few marks that look a little bit fresher than others, meaning that it's quite possible that he has been going out and doing something at least. With him being blinded, the most obvious thing that comes to your mind is that he follows set paths. But there's more than just one set of footprints here, meaning that there was at one point others who were here as well.
So there are different sets of footprints. Do they look faded at all?
Some of them,
Or does-
yes.
Is there any set that looks as fresh as... this is gonna be a worded weirdly, I'm sorry. Are there any footprints that look as fresh as the freshest footprints, but look different from those?
No.
Okay. So it doesn't look like there are two people currently living here, is what I was trying to fucking phrase, but failed.
I understood what you were trying to get at. At the moment, with the ones that you followed back to this cave appeared to have been from this individual.
Okay.
Hmm.
But I would rather like to avoid that cave for the moment. At least until we get more information.
I'm okay with this plan.
Julius thinks it's probably a good idea.
Ugly.
So nobody is now person. Great. So we have to watch out for giant that is potentially very volatile if other giants are screaming to stay away, because I don't remember the last time that they have cared about humans. Don, is there a village nearby? Or not nearby, but do we know if there is like a village that we can find?
There was a village that you were making your way towards. Yes, that was where you were supposed
Okay,
to
let's
pick up
continue.
information.
Let's continue there. While keeping your eye out for potential trees falling, because, you know, fucking giant. Or, excuse me, more rocks falling.
Mhm.
Don, question. And this is a long shot, but sue me, I'm taking it. Would I perchance know what kind of giant that was?
That
Base-
was an ogre, I thought.
It was an ogre.
Yeah, based
Was
off
it an
of
ogre?
the
Ah.
yeah, based off the height, they're not so huge that they're, you know, a full-on, you know, like hill giant or anything like that. But it was at the very least an ogre.
Okay. Oh god, the ogre's the pet. Oh no.
The ogre's the pet?
I'm being a smart little bastard. I'll head towards the village.
Okay. So you're gonna head back down to where you guys had
Mm.
initially climbed up.
Yeah.
This poor
I
fucking mule.
think I think it might be a little bit easier, well, depending on levels of exertion, to try and make our way along the edge of the cliff to find where the path comes up, so we don't have to climb down again.
If you want to see if I can find an easier path. So that we don't have to drag the mule somewhere without any guarantee.
I feel like Jovis would appreciate this.
This fucking mule. Skyrim this with the Sam, no. I'll go and see if I can find an easier path for the mule to take.
Make,
That isn't just straight falling down the cliff.
Yes.
or just running down Skyrim style. Make a survival check.
And I have Mwansi helping me by keeping lookout.
He's keeping lookout, sure.
I'm like, he said shit enough to know. Oh, damn.
You didn't need
Oh,
it.
Starting the day off right.
There is a path that if you had gone maybe half a mile to a mile further down, which does actually have a walk-in or a path that you could walk up rather than have climbed straight up, which you could use to, with everyone just walking down the side of there, be able to traverse. It's a little bit rocky and a little bit bumpy, but with a easy enough pace you could get down there.
I'll come back and point that out.
alright, that saves us from having to carry him down at least. Come on, Carl. You don't have to be floating in the air again.
My
What the
arm.
fuck?
I'm pretty sure of that. I'm guessing you're using speak with animals when you're telling him that, so.
Yes.
So Maria's just braying at the It's such a weird image. Hey, what does your friend do? Is that normal? Yes. Oh god. I'm assuming we take the trail and start heading
Yeah.
in the proper direction.
Alright, and you're heading towards the village then?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm also keeping my ears out in case, you know, the classic bullshittery should happen.
With your senses open and with most of your passives being more on edge and alert now that you're aware of falling rocks, as it were, by the end of the day, sundown does begin to fade as you guys do reach the village. The village is mountainous in nature, made up of a surprisingly large amount of wood with some kind of a slate for the rooftops of the buildings. There are more than a few houses that look like they're either trying to be built into parts of the cliffs or at the very least built on top of the cliffs, giving it a sense that some of these buildings were picked up and just kind of hung off the side of certain places, with
What do you mean hung?
meaning that they have struts underneath them to keep them above ground with wooden staircases leading up to them.
Wouldn't think flooding would be a thing in the mountains, but alright.
Landslides?
With them being wooden, landslides, maybe not. As you're walking through, you do notice that there's a lot of soft earth in the area, which I was actually about to mention next. It's not wet, thankfully, at the moment, but with how soft it is, most of you have... Actually, no, you wouldn't have. If you want, you can roll a nature check to try and guess, or if you want to just throw out your guess right now, I can let you know whether or not you're correct or not.
Mudslide.
Most likely based off of the topography. You being from the mountains, you'd be more aware of this and the dangers that this can cause. That, and if this, is affected by snow in the winter, having snow become avalanches would also be a possible problem. So having them elevated in this manner means that they probably get at the very least a good amount of rain when it is the rainy season. So they're aware of these issues and have built around them.
In my head, like a mudslide has obviously got more weight than just a straight flood because it's earth. I'd be terrified to just have wooden stilts. I don't know, it just seems too weak to me. But if it works.
There are a few, as if you go deeper into the village, that you'll eventually start seeing that do have stone, as well as certain areas that look like there's stone wallings, looking like it's almost built like a funnel.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I did think this through, and I did think it through for them. They've tried to make it so that the places closer to the edge would be, hopefully by that point, less impacted by the full brunt of it, and the places that would actually be hit by a full brunt of a mudslide would be able to endure it and then let the rest of the force be passed down towards the funnel to make it soften for the later areas, essentially making it so that those places could be built quickly while the ones further in are more structurally sound to prevent damage and danger.
Interesting. Do I see an inn, perchance?
Yes, if you walk around, eventually you will be able to see there's a few inns. Two of them are on literally as you're walking into the village on the first corners before you start seeing more of the open plaza area. There's literally two on either side. One is called the Hungry Dragon, and the other one is called the Gluttonous Giant.
Julius thinks these two would be a great show to watch fight each other.
The dragon wins every time, I'm telling you now.
But it is drunk.
Fair enough. I'm biased, I'll head to the dragon.
Okay.
To the drunken dragon.
Let's see if they have wine to get a dragon drunk.
As you enter into the establishment, it's got a very soft melody being played by a gnome in a corner who's not actually looking like they're playing anything. They appear to have some kind of box that they're cranking every now and then, and as they're cranking it, is playing this soft, almost this piano-like music. Very, very small though, because it is fitting in their hand. Essentially, it's like a music box.
I'm sorry.
That's actually not too far off.
Is he bald?
He is bald. He's a bald gnome. A gray.
I feel bad.
He is a gray gnome, probably from a place with less light than some others. But he's just the musician of this place. at the actually, as you're entering on the left side rather than across the way, so like almost immediately as you enter, you can see the bartender, a copper-scaled dragonborn, who's currently just working on some stuff, kind of looking inside every now and then before being like, all right, setting it down, grabbing another one, sees you guys enter, kind of almost like haphazard, like, whoa, wasn't expecting visitors sometime. Sorry. Let me just. He starts putting away the bottle he was about to work on, just like, slide that. Leans on the bar. How can I help you?
Well, first of all, we would like a room, but second
Obviously.
of all, we would like to
Many
know if we
drinks.
can get some information.
Oh, Julius wants many drinks.
Room,
Julius,
drinks,
you can buy
info.
drinks.
I can do all of that. Buy a drink and I'll give you some info. But first and foremost, what kind of rooms are you looking for? We're not exactly the highest quality establishment around, but that being said, we're better than the gluttonous giant, if you catch my drift. Hey. Anyway, what kind of rooms are you looking for?
He thinks just a few, just basic rooms.
Basic rooms? Are you looking to bunk everyone together? We've got some ramshackly looking ones. Don't worry, they're well kept, and we make sure that the bunk beds are actually strongly built, so you can actually sleep in them without worrying about your bunkmate falling on you. Trust me,
I think
we had a Goliath who
there's-
tried to sleep on the top one, and his dwarven friend was just terrified. We reinforced it just in case.
I think there are a few people who would like to bunk alone. I'm not
How
sure.
many rooms to bunk alone then?
Which one of you wanted to sleep alone, and which one of you doesn't mind bunking?
Julius never sleeps alone.
Reynard does
Just
not
with a
count.
smile. Oh. Reynard looks real sad too.
That's not what I meant. I mean, I don't have to pay for a room for you. She will scratch Reynard's head.
It kind of nips at your fingers playfully, and then waggles a hand just like, eh.
Okay, so one for Julius. Priya, do you want to sleep on your own?
I don't really mind. I'm happy to bunk with someone else if it's cheaper.
It is cheaper, significantly.
Well, in which case I'll bunk with someone else.
Okay, so... Wow, I almost called you Jester for some fucking reason.
Oh.
I
Julius...
was trying to drop the accent.
No, not you. I almost called Julius Jester.
Wow.
Oh, my brain, it's not here. So, Julius, Freha, I'll put you with Lust, Vitalin, and then me and Athala, so 4 rooms in total.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Yeah, that'd be if 2 of you are bunking to actually 2 of you so 2 and 2 are bunking together. Okay, so that'd be 12 silver.
I'll put down a gold and 2 silver.
All right. Takes it. Pulls out 4 keys. Hands 1 to you, 1 to Julius, 1 to Batalin. Actually, hold on, is Varia and Lust were together. Gotcha.
Yeah.
He hands 1
So,
to Batalin.
Julius, Freya, Batalin, and me.
Yep. So
So it's 4
for
silver.
our handouts, like, don't worry, they're kind of split up. Don't worry about it. It's just where you can rest and whatnot. That being said, you, points to Julius, said you wanted to buy a drink. 5 copper and I'll get you a mug.
It's down a gold. Julius was the third
Wants to
tab.
get wasted.
Now you see, that's the
Me and
kind
my
of
friends.
you and your friends. That's the kind of person I can appreciate. Takes the gold, puts down a mug for you, and then looks at everyone else. Anyone else drinking? Lust has said that she's a nun, so I'm going to presume she's drinking water. If it turns out to be otherwise, we'll discuss that later, but for now, she's getting a water.
I've never seen her drink, so I don't think she does.
Yeah, no, I never asked Comic about that, so I'm just sticking with what my presumption would be based off the description given. So, she gets a water, Julius, you get an ale. He motions to everyone else.
What
Rest
do
of
you
you.
have?
Hmm?
What do you have?
There's a clever lass. Well, it depends. We got your standard ale, which is the 5 copper, which it's gonna, be slow to get you drunk, make you more conversational than hungover in the morning. If you're looking for something with a bit more shenanigans, we've got a few things for that. If you're looking for something with a little more bite, we got that too.
Julius likes shenanigans.
Oh, the shenanigans is the best. We've actually got oh man, it's called the Copper Draught. It's, let's just say, the effects of it are surprising, to say the least. We've got a few plants out here that, if you know how to brew them, and granted, it takes like a long time to brew them right, but they're fun.
Julius wants fun.
The
Can Julius change his drink order?
You can yep, please. He slides the mug back, pulls out another mug, and he's like, "It's gonna cost a little extra. This one's actually a silver piece rather than 5 copper. No, one." He like pulls out a thing. One's for the good ale. We're looking at 5 silver. My apologies. So it's half the gold you put down. I can get you 2 of them if you want. Unless you're looking for the more powerful stuff. That's 5 gold for the golden draught. It's
But
meant
that's
to...
for more
Wasted.
gold.
Oh, you looking for the golden draught or the copper?
Oh, the 5 gold one. Julius wants the 5 gold one.
Alright, so golden drop for you. He pulls out this bottle that has a gold ribbon tied around the neck of the bottle, and the way he handles it is very like both like he's being very reverent with it, and like he's holding something that might just
He's
go
holding a
off.
bomb.
Like he's just like when he takes he like turns it over very slowly, and just kind of gives it a very very slow shake, like he's like testing the weight of it before nodding, just being like, "All right." Pours it into your mug. There you go. Slides it over. Take it in sips at first, otherwise you're going to end up on your back before you get 3 gulps in.
Got it. Thank you.
Yep. Anything for anyone else? You looking for ale, copper, or gold?
Nah, please God, stop my impulse control.
Do you have any wine?
I got wine as well. We're up in the mountains. We don't have many vineyards and stuff, so it's a little bit more expensive, but we do have it.
Oh,
If you want a picture of it, we can sell you that for 5 silver.
that's not expensive. What the hell?
It's,
A glass.
I mean, we only sell it by the pitcher because it's so expensive. We want to actually give it something that you can actually pour yourself.
Fair enough.
I will take a glass.
I'll take a picture.
Thank you. He says to you, and he's like, 5 silver.
I put down a gold for her too.
He kind of like looks between you two. He's like, all right, 2 pitchers it is then. He takes out 2 pitchers, fills them with wine, sets them in front of you. You can pour your own glass, and you got plenty of leftover extra if you need to pour it into like a flask or something later.
Wine helps people sleep.
Yep, it sure does. So, information was also asked about, and since you're paying customers, I have no need to extort you for anything. I kid. That's just little jokes we have up here. We're common with the rumors and such. We just prefer to talk to our customers and patrons and such. By all means, what questions you got?
An ogre threw a rock at us. Why?
He's still doing that?
Yes.
And again, that is part of the problem we've been having. He hasn't been doing it before. We're actually well aware of the ogres that were living up in the mountains before. They could be, a trouble to travelers and whatnot, but generally speaking, they minded their own business. They're not exactly the most social of people, and they had other stuff that was being a lot more of a problem for them, and raiding travelers, especially ones so close to Lacrazon where they could have, guild members and adventurers who might have armor and weapons to actually hurt them, they tended to not want to, fight them, if you catch my drift.
Okay, so the whole reason that he did it was to try and scare us away.
What?
We went up to the cave because we were curious as to what did it. And when we got in there, our friend read "Beware Nobody" in giant on the cave wall. As we proceeded to go further in, a blind ogre came out screaming, "Run before nobody comes back." You know who this is?
The fuck's a nobody? No, that's new to me. What?
Julius
Nobody?
thinks it's a person with no body.
You have us.
Huh. Nobody.
Stuff is very good though.
Yeah, the drink you're drinking is like when you hold it up to the light, it has a very faint, almost like a gold shimmer across the top of it, and it tastes quite nice. Very heavy sort of drinks. Like as you're tasting it and drinking it, it definitely has the smell and taste of strong alcohol. The sort that you'll probably have a hangover if you drink the entire thing in one sitting, and even if you space it out, you're going to get pretty tipsy pretty quick.
Julius, no.
He's just sipping on it slowly.
No, but I can definitely put out a word or something. Actually, give me a second. Hey, Iggy! He leans over and kind of like bangs on a little belly as off to the side, and after a moment you hear a little thump, as you see a brass scaled, or at the very least it looks like scaling. As if you get a closer look, you actually see it's more like a leather skin of like a lizard. Small creature pokes its head out, big ears just kind of flicking around. Roll a nature check. A bit of a tail, just kind of flicking back and forth behind it. It's standing up on two legs. That is a kobold.
I don't know what's with these checks. I'm scared. I'm waiting for that nat one now.
You're fine. Yes, this is a kobold, and Iggy kind of pokes their head out. Like they look like they've got a plate in their hands. They poke their head out just like, yeah, boss. What? I need you to go ask some of the other people around town. Apparently, the ogre left a message saying, "Beware nobody."
And apparently, nobody is a person.
Oh, I can definitely look for that. I takes holds the plate. Like, you want me to go? Finish the plates later. This is information that I actually want to find out myself. You got it, boss. Give me a second. Goes back inside. You hear clink, 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 as he runs outside to attempt to go get that information for you guys.
You just basically go through the equivalent of a doggy door.
But no, he's not a pet. He opened the door. There's a room in the back room. Unless he decided to go out the window again. That's his own fault, though.
Again?
Again, yes, it's his own fault. When I first found him here,
Millie's covering Muansi's ears so he doesn't get ideas.
He got stuck in one of the boxes when he jumped inside of it, and the lid fell down, and he got stuck. I promised I'd let him go if he, promised not to do it again, and then he came back and he asked, if I was so nice and whatnot, if I could help him out with something else, and we eventually got to talking, and I said, hey, if you want to actually, earn food and not have to, scrounge around, I could have you just doing some dishes and stuff. Turns out, he is not the best at it, or wasn't until I actually started teaching him how to actually get it clean, but he's been earning his wage, and he's actually become an endeared member of the Drunken Dragon.
How sweet of you.
Yeah, it's...
Julius thinks that's a heartwarming story.
Are you already halfway done with that bottle?
Yes.
trust me, there's plenty more that could have been done, but I'm just glad we were able to get him a place to actually he can rest his head. He actually prefers to have a little hammock that he just hangs up. He likes not being on the ground. Something about shaking the ground or whatnot. He's actually from the mountains and such, so he knows a bit more than he lets on sometimes, but usually he'll describe things in very poor ways. So it's like saying, look out for the things that fall from the sky, and he's actually talking about boulders and stuff like that. You know, not exactly the best descriptor. He's getting better. We're teaching him how to read and write, but he's still he's still a little bit slow.
Should we go and teach him a lesson?
No, he doesn't need a lesson, Todd. He's got school in the morning, but he prefers to take night classes. Something about the sun getting in his eyes or something like that.
Julius is just starting to giggle at the conversation at this point.
Yeah, that's about right. He's only drank half. Oh boy.
No, he's about 3/4 through now.
Oh yeah, he's a fast drinker. He's gonna.
Yeah, he sips quicker and quicker as it,
gets.
each time it tastes a little bit better.
Yep, it's getting to the point where he's by the time he finishes it, he's gonna be a lot more groggy and sleepy, but at the same time just very swaying from side to side, tipsy.
So, Julius thinking we should go to bed shortly.
Understandable, of course. Is there any other questions we can help out with? I'll take your silence as you guys.
Nothing that I can think of.
Oh, my apologies, didn't mean to cut you off there. But sounds like that seems to be your consensus here. It's completely understandable, and Iggy will be back later to be able to actually get some information on that, hopefully, if he's able to actually find anything. But that's on him, not on me, so we can worry about that when the time comes.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
My Rice Krispie treat.
Rice Krispie treats.
Alright, so what did I miss?
He asked
What
if
info
there's
have you
anything
got?
else that you guys were wondering about, and when no one was answering, he's like, oh, yeah, no worries, just if you guys are going to go to sleep and whatnot, just go ahead and do that. Iggy will be back later with some info.
I'm gonna start reading up on this B-Lab book.
Okay.
Or, excuse me, finish reading, because I'm sure I would have been reading this entire fucking time.
You still got plenty more that you can read with it, no worries. That being said, you guys adjourn. Julius, the alcohol, the longer it sits in you, the more tipsy you're starting to get. You're actually, but if you're not laying down, you're not, going to be walking very straight. You're going to be
Laying
a lot
down
more.
is your enemy when you get to the spins.
Yeah. If you lay down, getting back up is just a hassle. When he said this stuff was wrong, it's worth every gold piece spent. It's an adventure that you're hoping that you remember in the morning.
Julius is going to buy 2 more bottles for the road tomorrow.
That'll be in the morning, of course. So you all bed down. The night passes. As morning approaches, you hear a little...
Did something just tap my door?
Your window.
Do I hear this?
You're in the same room as her.
I'll wake up and open the window.
You see of
What the
a little kobold body crawling into your room, just on his back, just holding up a piece of paper.
Why the window?
It seemed like the best choice. Quickest way to say hello.
That's how you say
I
hello,
did
right?
not stab you once you fell in.
Your guests are not. So, stabbing me bad.
Yes, it would be. But I do not appreciate people coming to my window this early in the morning. Or at all, for that matter.
It's so late at night, though.
It's night?
No, it's
For
getting to be
kobold.
dawn. For a kobold,
Oh.
though, they're predominantly nocturnal people.
Oh.
With your natural 20, yeah, you know they're primarily nocturnal because they tend, depending on the region they're from, most that live underground tend to have sunlight sensitivity. That hurts their eyes when they're above ground. So they tend to be more moving around doing things at night.
I'll take the piece of paper he's offered while moving him away from the window so he
Yeah.
doesn't hurt.
I'm fine.
He opens the door, closes the door.
Get some rest. What does his paper say, Don?
The papers. What language do you guys speak? Draconic at all?
You know I
This
do
man
not.
spells that in Draconic, of course he's a kobold, why wouldn't he?
You speak Draconic, so you are able. It's kind of chicken scratch, but that's somewhat how Draconic is meant to be written, depending on who's writing it. So you are able to piece together what is written on it. It's very much written out in such a way that it's notes. Like he wrote down a phrase and then a phrase from someone else saying something else, and then a phrase of someone else saying something else. What you're getting from it is that he wrote it from a few different sources. When he went to through the town asking questions, which is only maybe 2 or 3 notes on there, which say who, what, and apparently he gave up after that because he then has it written down with a little bit more odd details. The first one says, deeper in the mountains, nobody's there. Up on the mountain, nobody's there. Under the mountain, nobody's there. Garden of statues, build up high. Go there, nobody's there. And there is one last one that says, saw a friend who saw nobody. Bad times, don't look at nobody. Nobody's mean.
If I open the door, do I still see him?
He's walked down the hallway and is going upstairs to his
Iggy!
room. Ah!
Well, that's question.
Ah!
Come here.
Ah! He comes back down slowly, looking very tired.
This last part. Do you remember who this person was?
Cousin.
Do you know where they are? What their name is, so that I could ask them a few questions?
In the mountains. Not friendliest, but kobold.
Kobold.
You'll thank him in Draconic. That's all I needed to know.
He kept pausing. He was like, "Oh,
Name is Brittle. It's pain in ass.
but can be good, friend, if you bring him fish."
Noted. Thank you. Have a nice night.
Yeah. Waves at you, moves over. He moves over to the stairs, stares at the stairs, just like, I don't wanna.
That's a big
He
nerve.
just step, 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 very slowly reclimbing the stairs, just like, I don't want to go upstairs. I don't want to go to bed. But he still goes up.
Excuse me. I'll head back in the room. Sorry about that.
What was that all about?
Oh, we have a decent amount of information for no one knowing who nobody is. But our biggest lead is is a riddle, essentially. So sir, the piece of paper.
After glancing at it for about 5 seconds, Nathal looks up at her and says, I cannot read this.
Ah, that's right. You don't read. Okay. Sorry. Oh God, what time is it again?
By now it's coming to sunup. So it's early in the morning.
Are we talking about something that people are struggling to read?
I can read it. She's brain farting.
I don't read,
Draconic.
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 She'll read it to her. So, Garden of Statues. Okay.
Does someone want to repeat back the riddle to me, please?
The wording that she read, if you're
You
reading
want
it
me
off
to-
to her. Yeah, go ahead.
Deeper in the mountains, nobody's there. Up on the mountain, nobody's there. Under the mountain, nobody's there. Garden of Statues built up high. Go there, nobody's there. So, essentially, Garden of Statues, my brain is... Well, excuse me. Rather, because I've been reading Willow's Guide, I have an idea and I'm terrified. But Millie has no idea. Whose phone just had an orgasm?
No, mine.
I don't think that's what it did, but okay.
It vibrated the fuck
I
out of
know. I'm aware.
itself.
I'm sorry.
Well, that explains...
He just answered something like that was me.
Well, that explains a lot of the ogre's demeanor, as well as his choice of lack of vision. If nobody wishes to be unviewed, it would explain that someone who lives in his cave does not have his eyes.
Or perhaps nobody has something that will mess you up if you look at him.
And therefore someone who is under him would not be allowed to have his eyes. It would make him very much unuseful if he were put into a state every time he looked at him.
In my head, something tells me that I'm either gonna have to learn how to fire blindfolded or just get fucked up.
I am confused though, but what potentially could bring someone to gouge their own
Are we?
eyes
Well,
out? if
Blimey, just to let you know.
By
this is-
me.
No, she didn't know.
No.
The way it happened was the kobold crawled through Millie and Nathal's window like at the crack of dawn, so nobody else actually knows this yet.
Yeah.
No one else is awake for this.
I imagine you're going to
I
explain this
redact
to her
everything.
later. So
Protect everything.
we can move it a few minutes further into the future where you actually are sitting at a table
Yeah.
telling this to her. So yes, you know everything. So you don't redact anything, you just are a few minutes into the future where you're actually in the inn common room.
Okay.
So you're fine.
Expect Monty to be on a countertop. I don't know why.
No.
He likes to be tall.
He likes He does like to be tall, but he's also too big for these particular countertops. So instead he is yes. Like
Damn, you're getting fat.
not like that.
I know.
He's a medium creature. It'd be like if a person was laying on there. That
So
being said,
that's not-
he is laying behind you, just on his back, legs just kind of twitching in the air.
Is he asleep? He stayed asleep despite someone tumbling through the window. Such a good guard dog. I'm gonna wake him up.
This is when you're in the common room, Paris.
Okay, thank God. I
He
about
was
to say, I'm like,
awake and
"You
ready
bastard."
he was awake and ready when he crawled through the window. But as soon as you guys were in the common room, he was just like, "Yeah, this is safe."
Night.
Shadina.
Shoddy. I'll set my feet on him as a footrest.
He kicks his feet slowly, just like, no, but he doesn't move.
Done!
Mm.
It's a long ass shot, but does Garden of Statues bring up anything in my brain?
Or mine.
Hmm.
Cause like that sounds like some shit you can read in Legends.
Yeah. Hmm.
History, maybe?
I'll say history check. For both of you. I'll allow it.
Okay.
Also, Lemmy,
There
since
it
you were
is!
had it explained to you, I'll say you can roll that as well.
Nope.
None of
Ooh,
you have
never.
any idea what this could be.
Not
Well,
a clue.
Time to ask the bartender!
What about the rest of the party?
Is Julius awake by this point?
I thought Julius was hungover.
He is hungover.
Just because he's hungover doesn't mean we can't ask him.
Is he awake is what I'm asking.
No, but he can be woken up.
Let's leave him alone. As much as I love his intelligence, it's fairly surprising. He is hungover, so I don't trust Don to not just straight give disadvantage and say fuck.
Hmm.
Especially trying to remember things while hungover.
Be a special power, you don't know.
Could be a special power. No, I'm not having another Cheshire moment to drink to remember. I'll ask the bartender if he knows what the fuck the Garden of Statues is.
God, no what?
Hang on, I gotta be here.
It's good. It's still early morning. Oh, apparently she was going to her room to get some more stuff.
Do you think a garden of statues is literally just a place where rocks grow?
I mean,
I don't know very much about plants, but I'm pretty sure that they do not
not
grow.
not plants. Those don't grow. There is a
I'm pretty sure that plants grow.
Plants-
I
no,
do
no,
not
no,
know very much about the rocks, but I'm pretty sure they do not grow like plants.
that's debatable. Actually, there's there's a place deeper into the mountains where there's a crystal cave. Not expensive sort of crystals, at least, but I mean they are grown in a sense in that area. One of the few places I'm aware of that grows the crystals. Like I said, they don't have.
I gestured to the bartender. A place where the rocks grow. It's a garden.
This is the first time I have ever heard of something.
And it's the first time I ever heard of there being statues there.
That's a good point. I was just thinking of statues being made of rock. Do you think the crystals are statues? No.
Maybe. I mean,
Perhaps
it's like
someone made statues of the crystals.
possible as well. I mean, the kobolds have weird ways of talking about it, so they might consider that to be a statue based off of this.
Hmm?
I'm back.
Huh.
Long back.
Why was there silence? What happened?
We thinking.
Do I recognize said human form?
It was the one in Batalion's room that one morning.
Yeah, I was a child, so is this a kid or an adult?
It's still the child. It's
Okay.
only human form he can take.
There's a very fluffy clothed humanoid that walks downstairs, and when the bartender notices, just kind of like it just asks for a big cup of coffee, and when he puts
Ironard.
down the money for it, he stops asking questions. Like, I mean, it's coffee. I mean, I don't think that this is a good thing to give to a child, but he gives it to him anyway. And when Renard hears it, kind of looks at you, blinks for a second, gives a little wave.
Oh,
Pats his head.
Careful, it's hot.
And he grabs it. It's not so hot that he drops it or anything, but he kind of like looks a little startled, like, oh, this is hot, before making his way back upstairs to deliver the cup of coffee.
Get the goods.
Julius will come out about 10 minutes later.
How much hell does he look like?
He looks like he was probably tossing and turning and having a great time last night, but he's got a little bit of bags under his eyes. No exhaustion or anything like that. Just a tired expression.
How'd you do last night?
Good. You down
You know what now?
that.
Oh,
And he
fuck.
just sits there at the table.
Well, if we can't get any information here, then I have an idea on where we could potentially get more information. But we have to go deeper in the
Oh.
mountains.
What do we need info on?
We may have figured out who nobody is. Well, excuse me, where nobody is.
Oh, that sounds helpful. Julius would like to know.
I'll pat Julius in the back. I'll tell you when you're cognizant and we're on our way. I like
He
to
just
tell
kind
you
of
right.
puts his head down.
Yeah, there you go. Because he looks almost dead.
As one does.
I will order him another coffee in case he needs it.
All right.
In case.
Yeah, they
You just see him tilt his head to the side, and Reynard just pours sips into his mouth.
it's a
Batalon comes down from upstairs. Good morning.
There it is.
Fuck.
it's very loud for you, and with your hangover, it's just, oh, why is he alive?
Why is he alive? Oh
Then I'm also questioning what person would mother. What mother is like to create this child?
no. The same.
Mm.
Which probably means she's louder.
That's what he's afraid of.
Julius sitting here like, can I just crawl under the table?
Firia is also going to ask for a cup of very cold water.
Oh, what are you doing?
Copper, he sets it down, kind of watches you idly.
Cool. I'll pay that copper, and I give Julius the cup of coffee for Reynard to start helping him with,
Mm-hmm.
and then I take the cold water, just sort of dab fingers into it, and I just start spritzing him in the face.
So cute.
Helpful, but
Yeah.
I mean, he's a Triton, so
Yeah. Plus, if I was really mean, I would have just dumped it on his head. But no, I'm doing it slowly.
little spritzes here and there.
Little spritzes. Till it's mostly coherent.
It's gonna be a while.
Batalon, you've been
I'm
around,
patient.
right? Leaning back in a chair and looking at Batalon like, please God, tell me that you have some modicum of intelligence about this.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about a garden of statues?
No.
Fuck.
Apparently, there's a cave deeper in the mountains that grows crystals. That could be the garden, but that kind of leaves out the statues part.
Well, that might be where Iggy's cousin. Actually, Barkeep, how much do you know about Iggy?
A fair bit. Why?
Do you know where his cousin Brittle is?
You're actually looking for. Okay. If you head into the center of town, there's a few pathways that go deeper into the mountains. There's a few mining areas. One of them's more abandoned. It's where when some kobold tribes came through, we actually offered them residence there so they wouldn't, be a pain in our behinds and whatnot, and they have taken it over. It's actually connected to a path that leads up towards the top of the mountain. It's the one that has a big old draconic sign saying travelers welcome, and then it has another sign that'll say please mind your step. They're not necessarily the nicest to travelers, but they make it look as though, yeah, we like travelers, which is why it's a good thing you asked. Because
How do they react when someone speaks Draconic to them? Because Iggy seemed pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly surprised. Yeah. I mean, when I started speaking to it, he was understanding because I'm Dragonborn. But for others, they can be very confused, to say the very least.
She points down to Monty. That's the reason.
Oh, you got a Drake. That's cute.
Hey, Monty. She's gonna nudge him with her foot. Time to get up. Time to get up.
Starts getting up, stretching, and lets nails go clack, 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 clack. Hey, don't muff the. Monty kind of looks and just like, but
Is he
acquiesces.
scratching the floor?
He's being told not to scratch the floor, but technically he's sort of.
He has little ear frills, doesn't he, essentially?
Yes.
I will scratch behind the ear frills to distract him. Well, once everyone is awake, it looks like our next point of interest is a kobold village. Or, excuse me, rather, to get fish and then head to the kobold village.
Oh, he told you about that too. Smart.
I realized something with increasing horror and amusement.
Yes.
Despite potentially drinking out of it, once he still technically has a barrel on him. I never took it off. I keep forgetting to take it off.
I mean,
I would presume
By
that she would know not to have him sleeping with that on, because it'd be like
Yes.
sleeping with the backpack.
Yeah.
And you keep saying, I keep forgetting to, and I keep being like, your character, I understand, you're not saying it, but she would know not to leave a barrel on his back.
When I say take it off, I mean I keep forgetting to remove it from his inventory entirely because it would be putting in the car.
Scoliosis by this point.
Yeah, you move it off onto the cart. just do that now.
Thank you. Carl, you have a cat.
Also, don't we have an actual mission we need to be doing?
Yes,
We
that
are
is what they're
doing
looking
that
for.
mission.
Alright. I thought we were still hung up about the ogre thing. I'm like, what?
That's the thing. We think
That's
the
part
ogre
of the
leads
mission.
to the giants.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is part of the mission.
I love how it says hashtag the cart.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
Mm.
bartender, what's your name before I even start?
Before I even start... Oh, you mean, my name is Ulstrier.
God. Thank you.
Ulstrier Whiffy.
I'm sorry. You wouldn't happen to know where to buy fish, would you? If that's possible.
Where what is?
Where to buy fish?
Oh yeah, there's a
fishmonger.
fishmonger. They're probably
Okay.
going to be up in a little bit. You know, it's sun's still coming up and whatnot. They're not exactly open for business super early, but they do have a mountain stream that runs through here. It's mostly going to be things like. Actually, I think they're out of salmon. Oh man, winter really did already pass. Damn it. But yeah, they're
You wouldn't happen to know Brittle's favorite fish, would you?
they ain't picky.
Fair enough. Monty, you want a treat?
Hmm?
You want some fish?
Tail wagging rapidly.
Go get you some fish.
Looks very excited. Yes.
If nothing is open, I am curious to explore the town.
Okay.
If anyone wants to come with me, feel free to. Otherwise, Julius, want to rest for just a sec, bud?
Julius will join. Just give him a moment.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Alright.
it's starting to get better.
I will come along.
I'll come with as well.
So everyone's heading out to look around the city.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Looking around the city, the place is predominantly as I described it before, with buildings made of wood and stone, varying between wood closer to the edges of the city and stone more deeper into it at the higher parts where mudslides and such might be more of effect to the area. The different businesses all have wooden stairways that lead up to them. Some of the ones deeper in do have stone guardrails, but the stairs themselves are made of wood. And with everything else in this place, they are with
I'm back.
Welcome back.
a sign above the door that'll kind of let you know what's where, and you are eventually able to find where the fishmonger's place is. You see a place where there's a tailor, several leather workers, and one of the most predominant things that you can see is that there are stonemasons. As well as one that specifically states that it is a stonemason mixed with a inn, meaning that this is probably a place where people who go out and collect the stone are allowed to work from here, and as part of working there have a room as well.
Done! Actually, speaking of leather, did I finish that fucking blanket?
By this point you're almost done with it. I'd say that it's usable.
Okay. I don't know if the weight would lessen.
Not by much. It's still going to be a fairly hefty sort
I
of
have a
blanket.
15-pound blanket.
Were you looking to make just a singular blanket out of this?
Oh, fair enough.
Because if you're making a singular blanket out of this amount of pelt, then yes, you have a 15-pound blanket.
I mean, that's what I suspected it was anyway.
Yeah. And it is a very warm blanket.
Well, everybody else is like, what kind of can you? I was paying attention, but not fully when I was eating. Can you like describe like what exactly is going on?
Basically, we asked the bartender for information on nobody. He didn't really have any, so he sent his assistant, Iggy the kobold, to gather information. Iggy then proceeded to appear at the break of dawn through mine and Nathala's window and gave us a piece of paper
Yes,
that.
I know. If I wasn't with family, I would have said, "Oh God, not again."
And then Paris just bought a compression blanket.
I didn't buy shit. I made one.
Well, made a
Oh, yeah.
compression blanket.
That
Yeah, it's made
that
out of the
was
wall
out of
pelt.
this. Yeah, this stuff I just kind of threw to the road. And she could
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Waste out, whatnot. Fuck you.
I think
Basically,
that's
we're
how
getting
the
fish
expression
to
went.
bribe. We're getting fish to bribe a kobold to give us more information.
Ooh, I love fishing. Bring me to a river.
Julius is curious on how Batalon fishes.
Spear
I'm-
fisherman.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, I can take a guess.
Oh, I was really hoping Julius was hoping that you'd be the hand in the water
the
catfish kind
Mulan
of.
way.
Oh, he
No,
might be
like the down in the swamp bayou, the guys who stick their hand in the water and then just wait for the fish to clamp on and then they pull it out.
Right, that catfish bullshit.
That's what Bo. If you were my my character Bo, that's what he does.
I mean, to be fair, he's got a claw to help, so
Yeah, Batalon's a spear fisherman. That's the main reason his tribe does spears.
Julius just goes underwater and just grabs them.
just like I have a method. Did he just go in? I don't think we actually get the fish baton. I think we just have to buy them.
Oh, Julius to go fishing too.
After the mission is done, I'll take you to the stream, see if you can fish.
Okay.
Oh, once I think it's bright enough, I'll head to the fishmonger.
All right. Once it's late enough into the morning that you actually see them with a closed sign being flipped to an open sign, you can head on in. More than easy enough.
Hello?
Yes, yes. You see a woman who's like brushing off her apron as she looks and kind of surprised at how quickly you came in. But please, by all means, it does quite heavily smell of fish, so it's
Gasp.
not a bad smell. Just this is fresh fish probably from at least the other day, and it's notably a little bit chilly in here. As you can
Yeah,
see,
you gotta keep
there's-
fish.
and there's containers that have boxed in, looks like some kind of ice packed around them to keep them cool.
What is the biggest fish here?
The
Julius
biggest fish.
smells it like he's at home.
The
Oh,
biggest
what?
is
Yeah.
a fish that's probably about as wide as your chest.
Jesus.
There's a few that are like that. This one is particularly large.
Is it in
and
price tag?
It does. It is for 8 silver.
Okay, so marking that off.
Oh,
Ma'am!
this one- Yes.
How much would a pound of fish be?
Specifically, depends
I'm
on.
trying to make friends with a kobold, and I was told they were not picky.
She looks like she's like, oh no.
Do any of these fish look familiar to me?
No.
I swear that looks like my aunt.
I just meant the type of fish, but
Most of the fish that you're used to seeing are
more colorful, I'm
more,
guessing.
more colorful, larger in some cases. Like the one that's like from like the size of her chest. That's a pretty common little fish. Granted, you
That's
have
more
seen small fish as well.
Yeah, he just points to, like the one like the big. She said that's the biggest one she has.
Yes.
In front of her chest, he's like, "That's a very small fish."
And then you see like little ones that are about the size of your hand.
He looks really confused at like a tuna. Like
Yeah.
he does not understand a tuna.
No, when you hear tuna, like you're looking at their tuna just like, that is not a tuna. Because you've seen some tuna that are like, you could hold it in
Huge.
both arms.
Limey,
And
what
that's
did you
still
that
small
messaged
for
me
a
say
tuna.
you didn't realize how big tuna were?
Tuna are terrifying.
Yes.
Not good tuna.
I will pay for a pound of fish and that giant fish.
What do you
I'm from the
mean
mountains. It
giant?
counts as giant to me.
With
That is small.
if you're buying it specifically a pound, it's 1 silver. This fish is heavier.
I'll put down a gold and just get back 1 silver.
Yep, so you get back 1 silver.
I will toss up the big fish for him to catch.
He like stumbles a little bit. He's like, like looks at you just like, why would you
thought
throw
that was
this?
for the fish
In midair, can I try to? While she throws it in the air, can I try to chuck my spear at it while it's midair?
Why would you do that,
Intercept.
Drake?
He's
No.
just curious if you can do it.
I'm gonna say no because if you try and pull out your spear, the woman behind the bar squeals and jumps behind the counter like, no weapons, no weapons.
Don't hurt the little lady. Excuse me, rather, don't give the little lady a heart attack.
I think that's a bit late.
You can make an attack roll with disadvantage.
Oh no.
Fine.
Uh,
No, that
you-
would have worked.
You barely miss the fish as it thump into the ground, and you're like, oh.
And you also barely missed the woman who runs the shop.
Now he wasn't throwing it in her direction, but she's still hiding behind the thing, just like, please tell
Ma'am,
him to
it's
go
okay,
outside.
it's okay.
No, I don't want to be attacked.
okay.
He won't attack you. He's just trying to test his aim on the fish because I tossed it.
The outside.
Does she want him outside, or is she saying just test it outside
Yeah,
or something
test
like
it
that?
outside.
Yeah.
Batalin, maybe no more weapons indoors while we're here.
You could have hit the ceiling.
Yeah, well, most places in Talazi usually have random weapons and walls. We are very jovial people, and we enjoy doing stuff such as that.
I
You're jovial
understand.
people with your weapons. That's okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not the. Honestly, that sounds like a normal tradition to me. But some people are a little bit more skittish around weapons, and she'll gesture to the area that the woman is hiding behind.
I do the exact opposite direction. I'm confused.
It's a weapon,
I
and
didn't
she
know
has.
that.
Yeah, she has no way of knowing what she'll do with it, or has no way of fighting back, so she doesn't know you. And here, it's not immediately trust every person you see, especially not someone of your stature compared to hers.
What do you mean, my stature?
You're
You
big
are a
and
very
tall.
tall man.
I'm not that tall, especially for Talazi. Have you seen a Goliath?
But we're not Talaji.
I mean, he's
You've
right about
seen
the
a
Goliath. But you're taller than me, and as much as I'd love to say that you are not imposing, when you're holding a spear and I'm holding a fish, you are very tall.
I would never hurt anybody that didn't deserve it, and I don't believe you killed any children.
No. I have certainly not, and I appreciate your.
I'm
You're-
really inside. Has she ever killed?
She has never killed anyone.
Why would she?
Just gotta
Trust
make
no
sure.
one.
Millie
Very
packs
safe
Batalin
inside.
back. We know you wouldn't hurt others, but others don't always know that. Just no weapons inside of shops for the moment, if you would, please.
Oh, can I buy? Okay, he goes, okay, and he'll walk up and offer a hug.
He's a very huggy person.
She very
I'll give her a
slowly
thumbs up.
accepts. She sees a thumbs up and
Okay.
yeah, she accepts the hug. She's like, oh, you're friendly. She steps up and she kind of hugs you. She's like, oh, okay, pats your back very slowly. Just like, ah.
Julius says at times he's a little too friendly. Be careful.
Good to know.
And Batalin would like to go trying to find something too.
Okay.
I'd like to find some base, like an element, like some. I'm gonna DM you what I'd like to try to make.
Okay.
I just want to buy 2 pounds of tiny fish.
2 pounds, 2 silver.
Wait,
Like, a impact type thing. Or as it's shot,
So you're looking for a
That.
shop that would sell such supplies.
Base alchemical supplies. You guys forget. Technically, Batalin's an alchemist.
No, I don't forget because I still have that potion you made, and I'm terrified to drink it.
So yeah, I tried to
In-
get that.
In the area around, there is a few different things, obviously. Given enough time, it's gonna take maybe half an hour for you to actually find the place. It's not a very large place, but you do see that it is made completely out of stone. Like
No,
the
I'm
steps,
excited.
everything is made of stone. The struts, it is made of stone. It's one of the few places that is 100% made of stone, and even the sign above the door is made of stone. Chiseled
Laying
into
money.
it.
It's a dwarf that runs this.
I will
What should
knock
be a
on-
gnome?
I'll open the door.
Here now! Close the door!
It's a dwarf.
Oh, this is amazing! And he walks in and closes the door behind him.
I didn't say you could. You're already inside. You see this grizzled, kind of gnarled looking dwarf who's just. He's not very happy that you came in without, knocking first, but at the same time, he's also like, he's got a chisel and a hammer. He just kind of looks down at you, just like, whatever.
Is this with the entire group, now that I think about it?
Did you take the entire group, or did you go by yourself?
The Talon just kind of wandered.
Did anyone stop him or attempt to follow
No.
him?
I
No,
followed
but I
him
would've-
because I would have been worried.
I'll stay with the rest of the group then.
Okay, so you are also here, Millie, and Batalon, after letting you in and close the door, you see this dwarf who's just, again, grizzled beard. It looks like it's wrapped up in multiple layers of some kind of wet cloth. And while he has a hammer and chisel, you also see that on a table next to him, he also has a what appears to be a bottle of some kind of purplish green liquid and a paintbrush.
Hey.
Oh, hello there.
Eh,
My name is Talon.
Hello,
Hi,
Batalon. How are you this morning?
Fantastic. I need some base alchemical components. Project.
All right. What kind of components you looking for?
Phosphorus. Some kind of thing that combust when exposed to. Probably when exposed to phosphorus, if possible.
When exposed
Like-
to phosphorus.
When exposed to phosphorus, it combusts.
I know what
Yep.
the hell he's talking about.
When it combusts with any other element and that element. Like, can I get something that is an alkaline metal? Well, no, not alkaline, because that means I need water.
Yeah,
I want
you
something
don't want that.
When-
Hold on. I think I'm understanding your train of thought. Are you what kind of utensils are you looking to make this with in regards to?
Ooh, alchemy.
No. Applying it to, like, for example, he like slaps the
What are you
tablet in
going
front
to
of him.
make it?
Yeah, he slaps the tablet in front of him. If I were just to like use the stuff you're making with the tools you're making, obviously I know what you're making. What are you looking to construct it into?
He taps Alex on the shoulder and he points, like, behind her. To, like, look over
You just called her Alex.
You know what I mean?
Millie.
Millie.
Yeah.
Oh, you're.
He just, like, points in the opposite direction of, like, points at the door.
She'll look at the door.
He tries to just yoinks an arrow. Doesn't care if you see it. Just puts it down.
It kind of yanks at her strap, and so she definitely feels it. And as soon as you were pointing at her, and kind of towards the bow on her back, he put two and two together. And then you pull it out. He's just like, yeah, no need for that. How many were you looking to try and make? Look, we don't have many things of that particular nature.
Price for one.
Just one?
The price for one. To make one.
He's asking what's the price.
Oh,
to
for the
make one.
material. Oh, for the materials. Let me gather them together and see how much. Give me that. He walks over and takes the arrow. I'll bring it back. No worries. I'm not touching it.
He looks to Millie. I'm making you a gift.
I mean, that's very sweet, but why?
Because I want to see some things explode.
Fair reasoning.
He walks to the back and after a little bit of kind of grunts and just no, you're not gonna want that. No, maybe no. Yes.
It's like he's on fire.
He walks out with several jars as he takes them, and he kind of looks at you and is just like, "You have alchemically supplied bags for your kit, so you can actually put them in there without them intermingling."
Okay.
Do you have bags or jars? Some people prefer bags. I myself
What
prefer
would the
jars.
Talazi have? What would the Talazi have?
Talazi? Most likely they would want something that would be sealed tightly just in case you fell overboard and were surrounded by water. So the most likely option would be that they would have glass that would be sealed, like with like a latch that you would seal them tight and then slap the seal over the top. So that way it would be
Just
pinned
pull
down
one out.
and, waterproof. He kind of nods. See, man of good taste, waterproofed even. Not bad, not bad. If we're getting all these components here, making, sets down the arrow, kind of, he does like some measurements in his head. He's doing it very quickly, very rough estimates. Actually, check them real quick.
Yeah.
Check the price of one thing. Nope, too far. Yeah, I'd say that's about right. 10 gold!
For one?
Yeah, if I was looking to make this myself, I'd probably sell it for like 20 gold, but if you're just getting the materials to make it yourself, blowing up your own hands is dangerous as it is, so 10 gold.
Can I just inside it for fun?
Sure.
Same. Why the hell not? I ain't proficient, but fuck it. 17.
17.
I need to stop rolling with advantage. Put it on normal, damn it. There we go.
Based off of the way that he's kind of handling everything, he's a little bit tired, and you can tell that he's making these numbers as quickly as he can because this is a very different sort of request than he's used to. And he's probably basing it more off of the presumed amounts needed to make the arrow. So it's as close as he can get to the amount that you're actually wanting without overdoing it to a point that you would hurt yourself.
I'll take 2.
Alright, he takes your jars and he puts enough for 2 arrows. And once you hand over the gold, he slides them back over to you. Takes the gold, gives it a little nod.
Broke, but that is okay.
Hmm?
I'm not broke, but that is okay.
If these things work the way that you're wanting, probably for the best.
So I'm just gonna say possible boom arrows?
Once you make them. Right now you have boom arrow material.
Boom arrow.
Okay, now to see if I can hesitate.
The best part is I've used explosive arrows before and they are devastating. It's wonderful.
And these are battalion boom
I can
arrows,
hesitate.
just for fun.
You can hesitate.
With enough time, Batalon might also be able to enchant these. Potentially.
Don knows what fucking what I'm talking about. The DM hated me because I kept a single arrow for the final battle, and holy shit, did it work
I have
out
an
great!
idea. Could I infuse one of these boom arrows possibly with a cantrip if I had enough time?
Time is going to be your biggest thing, as well as the materials. Just
It'd also
enchanting
be a waste of an arrow because, like,
it
No,
usually
but I-
mess it up.
And basically, the idea I have is like a lightning lure boom arrow. So if the arrow goes towards you, you get pulled towards it.
Oh Jesus!
Interesting idea. I'm going to say that for the sake of enchanting something like this, you would need more materials to make the arrows actually enchantable, which is going to be your biggest issue because you can't just enchant the arrow on its own. You would need something a little bit more to actually be able to pull that off, if you get what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, just outright being able to do that, no. You would need more materials to be able to enchant it. Once you had those materials, yeah, you could do it.
Just a thought.
Yeah, it's a good thought, and it's one that I would allow. You would just need, if you're doing like lightning lure, I'd say that you might need, at the very least, a branch or part of a tree that's been struck by lightning.
So I just need a component. I need to buy part of a component pouch.
Essentially, either that or to find more magical based materials that would allow you to do more with it.
Or strike a tree with lightning.
Natural lightning.
Shuffle no.
Let's move on.
So buy a large copper rod, jam it into the tree, and wait for lightning storm.
Or honestly, I could just pray to my god, maybe. It's all possibilities.
Possibilities and such like that, but moving on. So you now have the components for 2 of those. And you guys said you were going to be going to head into the mines to speak with these kobolds.
Yeah.
Yes. Because once he finished that fishery, is he still dragging it?
He's picked it up in his mouth and it's just like hanging from either side of his mouth. And he just looks very happy. He's like, at first, like whenever you're able to stop and whatnot, he like sets it down and just like tries to eat as much as he can. Then he sees you guys moving on, just picks up. Doot, 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 doot.
Good, he's content. You can never say I haven't done anything for him.
He knows that you've done stuff for him. He's not a fool like that.
I'll head then. Once everyone's gotten their stuff, we'll head to
Okay.
Julius is
little
not doing
kobold
anything.
entrance, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Hold on. What did Julius say?
He's ready.
All right. So you guys are all ready to go, heading into caverns areas.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The mine entrance is exactly as it says. In Draconic, there's a sign saying, "Travelers welcome," and a second sign in Common that says, "Watch your step." The outside of the mine is, exactly as you would expect. It is fortified and structured in such a way that it is clear that someone put time and effort into making sure this was structurally sound. That it's going to be a place that you can travel into without having to worry about a cave-in, so long as you don't affect the structure of it to cause a collapse. Entering into the caverns. By this point, it's still early morning. You haven't hit noon at all, but as soon as you're in the mines, you see the light of daylight fading behind you. Entering into it, the slope of it varies. Sometimes it goes a little upwards, a little bit downwards, and eventually you come to an area that's clearly been dug out and has several wooden beams set up to keep the roof up above you, obviously, with several different paths. One of the paths leads in a more upward direction. One of them continues straight, and those ones are both on the wall directly in front of you as you're entering this room. There's another one that goes off to the left that has a little sign on it saying supplies, and another one to the right that goes still in a forward-like direction, but going downwards. You have 4 options. Obviously, one does say supplies. You do read Draconic, so you do see a few words that are written scratched into the wall around 2 of them. One of them says nest, but that's the one going upwards, and the one that's going downwards, the one on the doorway to the right, says shinies.
Shinies.
With kobolds, but I know that nest is a place that a person can enter without getting fucking skewered.
Nest generally means that's where you're going to find the highest collection of kobolds. Whether or not they will skewer you is relative to.
Okay.
Do you know what a kobold is, Guru?
No. The kobold that you saw that was Iggy is the first kobold you've seen. It's like looking at a Talazi dragon that's smaller and then given a humanoid body form. Heck, the bartender being a dragonborn, that you've seen before. You're aware of them. So it'd more be akin to a smaller dragonborn. Looks like almost like a dragonborn child almost.
No, it's what happens when a gnome and a dragonborn have a child.
He leans over to Middle and he goes, "Are those things not dragonborn children?"
No, sweetie, they're another race called kobold.
Julius think that's what happened when a halfling, no, dragonborn, and then he starts pounding his fists together.
I'd say it's closer to that being a gnome instead of a halfling. They're pretty
When they fight?
strong.
Yes,
Mill's jaw is on the
intense
floor.
wrestling match.
Moving on. Let's try going up here first, and she will walk up the path that says nest, while trying to burn the image of that from her brain.
Okay.
Just remember, female has to be dragonborn.
As you're going up this path, what's your passive perceptions?
16.
11!
You sounded so happy about that.
13. Okay. Everyone with a passive perception of 13 or higher, as you're going up, you start to notice that in between some of the structures, there are holes that look like they were tunneled into about the size of a small creature that are occasionally just kind of like suddenly going into one of the walls, like something burrowed into it from various different directions. None on the ceiling, except in a few areas where you do see that they're slightly slanted as though someone dug up to it, popped through, and could use it as a kind of a hidey hole. And actually, as you're approaching in one of those, Millie does see that there is a set of eyes that are glowing. Just kind of like looking down at you before scuttling backwards.
We approach. We
So-
hear a loud vibration.
She'll kind of peek into the hole and say in Draconic, hello?
It's on the ceiling.
Oh! Well, she'll look up at the ceiling.
There's a moment
Oh.
of silence.
What do you want? What do you want?
You see a
We're looking
pair of eyes poking out, just staring at you.
We're looking for a kobold called Brittle. This is all in Draconic, by the way.
And they're speaking back in Draconic.
What do you want with Brittle?
We heard that he met with someone called Nobody, and we would like to ask him a few questions about it. Or rather, that he knows someone.
No. Nobody meets nobody. Nobody meets nobody. No. He saw what nobody did.
What did Nobody do?
Turn cousin. Cousin. Yeah. Turn cousin. Yeah, turn him.
Turned him into what?
Made him stay in the caverns. Made him not leave.
You know how Nobody did that?
Magic. Spellcaster, probably. Spellcaster is casting. not sorcerer. No. Not like soothsayer. No, not
Would
like.
I know enough about magic to, like, in my head go, okay, so they paralyzed him, essentially.
You
Or something along those lines.
You can make that assumption.
Did they use a spell to paralyze the person, or was it something else that happened to make him stay?
Think so. I am brittle.
You see him like pointing to himself.
Don't no further. Otherwise,
No,
you
no.
food.
He bought you a
be
gift.
food. Fair gift.
She holds up the fish.
He scurries back a little bit, and then you hear as you see a basket just get shoved out of the hole with a rope on it, just kind of swinging in front of you.
We would like a bit more information, however.
Put the lotion in the basket.
Put the fish in the basket.
Or else it gets the hose again.
She'll put the fish in the basket.
You put it in the basket, and he pulls it back up, just pulls it in.
Oh, Fred. What do you want to know? What do you want?
Could you potentially point us in the direction of nobody? We need to figure out what's happening here.
Follow the shinies. It's in the shiny cavern. Many statues nobody made.
What does nobody look like?
I haven't seen nobody. Nobody took cousin. Cousin walked in. Didn't walk out. Stuck there. Can't leave. No. Nobody. No.
Nobody knows what nobody is.
Nobody knows what nobody is. Yeah, yes. Saw big creatures. Asked to go see nobody. Try to make nobody leave. Ogre, no leave. Only one leave. He hurt himself while going to see nobody. Hurt eyes. He wants to save people. He's foolish. You don't see nobody.
Well, looks like we figured out why the ogre is blind. Great.
He friend. Ogre say friend. Hit him in face.
Your friend hit you in the...
No,
friend?
no. His friend. Him. Not me. I'm fine.
His friend hit him in the face? Is that what made him blind?
Yeah, that's what he say. Say. Yeah, say. Don't. No eyes. And then hit him in face. Blind him. After other friend hit other friend in leg to try and save.
So a group of ogres went in there and only our little friend came out after his friend blinded him to save
Be
him.
right back.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for the information, Brittle.
Good fish. Ah, yes.
You hear as he starts digging into it.
Can I piece together what this, like, anything that this nobody might be?
Nature check with disadvantage. You've not heard anything really about this before.
Hey,
Also-
Guru, can I do that as well or no?
Yes, you can as well.
Wow!
That's still pretty good. Also, Paris, are we using my revised ranger or?
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Okay. What is the type of enemy that you're choosing
Yes,
for the day? By the way,
Favorite beast, she would have picked giant at the moment because of what they're dealing with.
gotcha. Just wanted to make sure, just for reference sake, and also for everyone watching. I have been looking at the ranger class and trying to work on a form of it that's following what they were originally going for with it, but making it feel like it's something more enjoyable to be played. So if I remember, and hopefully someone will kind of poke me on this,
I'll remind you.
I will try and make a PDF version that I will try and put in the description of this for anyone who wants to look at this and see if they want to playtest it themselves and see how it feels for them.
Wait, also, Guru,
Yes.
technically, I rolled a 1, right?
Yes.
But technically, if it is a Fey Fiend or Undead, it's an 8.
Yep. It is not Fey Fiend Undead so far as your mind is trying to pull up on you.
Okay.
What do I get with?
I have advantage on that. I have advantage on intelligence checks. So
I am aware. If it had been any of those things, I said straight
I
roll.
love that it's intelligence checks, and I'm just sitting at this glaring -1.
To be fair, he is still a very smart man.
He is. It's just funny to me.
I'm a very wise boy.
Yes.
I'm very wise.
Very
So,
wise.
so, Millie, the DC for that was fairly high, but you did manage to beat it, so I will give you a tidbit of information. It's the wording of it that gets you confused for the most part, up until you start thinking about one of the things that was mentioned. One of the ogres struck the other one in the eyes. Very specific wording, and a very specific thing that you saw. Not many creatures, so far as your mind is able to pull up based off of various creatures that you've encountered and read up on, have things that have anything that are vision based. There's one that comes to mind, not immediately, but considering the fact that this creature has either taken on the moniker of or has been called by these other creatures, implies it has some form of intelligence, meaning that your mind goes to the creature referred to as a Medusa.
Fuck.
That's kind of what I thought when I heard Garden of Statues a while ago.
Yeah, that's
but
what I was thinking too, but I wasn't gonna say shit. Oh no. Okay.
Guys, honestly, if we could let out of character something, but since you know it might be Medusa, out of character, if we would level, I'd be able to switch to my Hunter's Bane, and I'd be able to make it so I can take away a paralysis, which means I can take away the first stage of her looking at you, but I'd only be able to do that to one person. That's out of character, though. Not switch my Hunter Bane, switch my Blood Maledict, that's what it is.
Yeah.
out of character, I can just create a fog cloud, which I'm pretty sure negates her vision-based ability.
Nope.
Yes, it does, because you are both blinded and she is blinded.
It obscures the vision. So it'd be disadvantaged to hit her, but she would also
Yeah,
not be able to...
But it would be the same thing as closing your eyes at the start of the round.
Basically. So that is an option. But I'll let you guys discuss that.
You guys remember when Branell just kind of chose to look in the eyes of Medusa for something?
For science.
I remember the
God.
time someone got their legs cut off because of a
Fuck you.
Gorgon.
Done. Since I know it's Medusa, and since I know what it can do, I'm taking a leap of faith here. Do I know that I need a mirror?
You would... Let me actually grab this real quick. With that information...
Is that how it works in D&D? I don't
That's-
think
that's
so.
what I'm checking.
Sure.
Hey, look, man, I'm going off Mythos, okay?
That's kind of where she's getting her information from. Let's see. Yes and no. No, because if you're looking in a mirror, you are still looking at its gaze. Yes, because if you have a polished reflective surface, technically speaking, such a creature is not immune to its own gaze.
Which one of you motherfuckers has a shield? And if no one has a shield, I will actually go back and buy one.
Most of the shields that people tend to sell, just like a common shield, tend to be made of wood. There are
Wood?
some that are made of iron, of course. Those ones tend to be a little bit more expensive, but not by much.
We need something with a broad, reflective surface, or we're not going to come back from this.
Oil up my
Like a
chest.
crystal.
That's not what...
It could work.
No, I am not banking my life
Julius wants to test this
petrification.
theory.
on your enormous pectoral muscles.
Julius
Oh.
really wants to test this theory.
No.
Does Julius want to or does Sam want to?
Sam wants to
Both.
watch you do this.
let's be honest. Julius is just Sam with lesser,
With less
Control.
less control and
wants to
let's-
just let his compulsions just take over and see where it goes to bring chaos.
I spilled lemonade.
Oh no.
Got a gratuitous amount, but enough that I'm just like,
I getcha.
I'm going to. He said shinies.
Yeah, that's what I heard too a while back.
Yes,
Uh,
I'm assuming he's talking about the crystals.
I wonder if we can loosen up a large crystal.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know
Well,
if crystals
I'm
are
assuming
very
that-
reflect-
I'm assuming that Millie has said something about reflective surfaces.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also,
in which
didn't they
case,
say the
crystals.
crystals are not worth very much?
Is
No, but they
brittle
could be reflective.
Ceiling? Or has Brittle vanished?
Brittle is eating.
Brittle! Do you know perchance if we can use one of the shinies to fight nobody? Shoveling his face in the basket. Alright, looks like we're going to get a crystal for this then.
1 second, let me check something.
Yay! I'm glad I was right. I'm sitting here like, I'm basing this off Mythos, not D&D. Fuck it!
Does anybody have a thieves' tools?
I do not.
Yes, Julius does.
Julius has a mirror. These set of tools are a small file, a set of lockpicks, a small mirror mounted on a metal hand.
Yeah, it's like, your small jailhouse style mirror.
Yep, you have a mirror. Just
The only
point it
reason
out.
she wants a large reflective surface is she doesn't want to have to get close to put it in front of its face. And she doesn't want to have to figure out how to angle it to that kind of precision. I.e., if I have to make a check for it, I don't want to fail and get fucked up.
You can. I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say something, but some people disagree.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
Ew.
I was gonna say I've seen a Medusa get taken out before she could even take a step.
Yes, but those
Yeah.
were very specific circumstances that I recall.
Yeah.
And you guys were
I'm not
high
allowed to
level.
play Mystic anymore.
You're correct.
Triggered.
I'm not
Um,
allowed to play Mystic anymore.
Love is pouting. I'll head to the shiny tunnel and see if I can maybe find a way to dislodge a crystal that I actually can see does reflect.
I love it when you get down there and you find out it's not crystals, it's just all of the treasure they've accumulated.
That's what I was honestly thinking. Like, it's not crystals, or at the very least, it's not a crystal that will reflect some shit. It's like quartz or some shit.
I mean, if there's treasure, there might
No,
be
it's
a
just
mirror.
salt. Salt crystals.
No. Oh god, you said salt crystals, and since Mwansi is basically a cat at this point, I just imagine him just sitting there licking it.
Blum, blum, blum.
Hey, if they're salt crystals, we're fucking rich. Salt back in old days was worth a lot of money.
He's not wrong.
Huh.
These ones don't appear to be salt, though.
Damn. Do they have a reflective surface?
So you've made your way down towards the shiny area, is what you're saying.
Basically, to the point that she sees crystals, but not to that she notices, oh, there's something down here with us.
Okay, so you did go back and go down the shiny path. Okay, just wanted to make sure that was clarified fully. So you make your way back, and you head down to the path that says shinies. There are a few crystals that you see forming in various areas as you're going down. Let's see, maybe about...
On my way down, may I be looking for cesium?
For what?
Cesium. Technically, it might be in a mine. I don't know. That's what I'm looking.
Are you
He
still?
wants atomic materials.
I want to be able to throw water on something and make a fucking explosion, dude.
Better off with making an explosive with saltpeter.
Nah, I want cesium so they can take off a hand from a raindrop.
Out of character, cesium is liquid at room temperature, so
Might
I
be a
don't think
little
you're gonna
cold.
find it around here.
It might be a little
Pretty
cold.
sure you only find cesium like a couple hundred meters underground,
We don't know how deep this thing goes.
or in craters.
We don't know how deep this thing goes.
By the time we hit the level to get that, we're probably gonna have the Medusa
We're gonna
on
be in
top
the
of us.
fucking Underdark and back into Out of the Abyss.
I see you guys are wanting to go back into Out of the Abyss. So,
No!
oh no, okay.
What's in the abyss?
Well, we did
danger.
have unfinished business.
You're fine.
Okay.
Well, that's in a completely different campaign. That being said, as you're heading down, there are a few crystals that if you want to, you can try and pop them out to try and see if they are reflective before you get too deep in. They're
I
smaller,
can't just.
about
yeah.
the size of like your hand and whatnot. You have to dig them out a little before you actually can see fully. 'cause
I can't
otherwise
just like lean into the crystal to see if I see my face.
there's small little bits of it that you can see currently. Like it has a very faint reflective
fine, I'll
surface. It's not like a
Okay.
super polished.
Oh, idea. Anybody
Yeah.
okay with going bald?
Going what?
Julius takes two
Bald.
heavy steps back.
Same. I don't think any of us are willing to bald and shine our heads.
Oh,
I mean,
bull!
like I said, you can shine my chest. It's a large reflective surface.
Do I know if that would
Question, can
genuinely
we
work?
silver his chest.
I don't think we have enough oil for that.
Actually, I'm an idiot. Dawn,
Hmm.
sword.
Technically speaking, if you were to polish it, it could become a polished surface.
Do I have the stuff to polish a sword since that is upkeep of it?
It's upkeep on it. You'd basically be spending, I'd say you'd be spending a full short rest just working to polish the sword to get it to the point where it is that pristine mirror reflective shine. Like you're going to have to, put some elbow grease into that. But if you were wanting to spend such time doing that, that's completely up to you.
There are 3 options in my head right now. We could go down further, potentially running into the Medusa to find a potential crystal. 4 options. We could take a rest and attempt to polish our weapons so that we have a shine to them and a reflective surface. We could go back up and see if we can find a metal shield back in the town above, or we could attempt to polish Batalin's body to
I
see if
don't
it
see-
reflects.
I don't see why two of them are mutually. I don't see why two of them are mutually exclusive.
Julius just yells out, "See!"
I say we do the chest thing and the sword thing, so we have 2 possibilities.
Oh,
As funny as it would be to polish Battalion to a mirrored edge, I feel like we should explore what we have down here first.
Well, if we keep exploring, we might run into the Medusa.
that's my main fear, because she's down in this tunnel.
Also, Guru, are there any? Now that I hear the name Medusa, actually, were there any? Would I know anything about one? At all?
With the one from your nature check, not really. Medusas aren't something that, so far as you're aware, is something from Talazi. It's, in fact, the very name Medusa, you hear it, you're just like, huh? It doesn't put 2 and 2 together in your head.
Okay.
Alright. Batalin, get to work on your chest. And I will start to polish the weapon. If we find a big crystal beforehand, well, shit. But I would rather try and get a more positive then going down here, finding a large crystal, and finding the Medusa at the same time.
Any chance anyone has any like oils on them?
I have oils to polish my sword, and that's probably about it.
Julius, no.
The fact that Julius doesn't surprise me.
Right.
Doesn't need it. His skin naturally produces it.
He's-
Rub him on Battalion!
Come on, bro.
Did we get to that stage of fraternity now?
Come on, bro. Oil me up.
I'm so confused.
His body produces oil.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I just have that, like an image.
Both of our patrons just like, never mind. It was-
I just imagine one patron is like, yes, this is normal. The other one, what the fuck are you doing?
That's Batalion's.
That's Batalion's.
Batalion's is just like, bruh.
Please. Stop.
Why?
Stop while you're ahead. What the? I'm done. I'm done. I can't look at this.
Why are clothes
Batalion's-
coming off?
Guru, isn't Batalion's patron like the god of sacrifice?
One of the things.
Yeah, it's one of the three things. It's yeah, I'm looking at him now.
Alright, let's see if we can find anything down here.
Wait, is this that moment where you start unbuttoning and you just go, well, I guess if I have to?
What do you
He
mean
has no
unbuttoning?
shirt.
He has no shirt on.
There are more than one thing that you could be wearing that have buttons.
Y'all are no.
His pants are they're just legit held together by a rope. There is no button. It's just tightened by a rope.
Okay, so
Once the
you,
rope is
you start untying the rope. Have to.
Please.
fade to black.
Whatever
right,
sacrifice
forward.
is necessary.
Guru,
So-
is there anything to oil Batalion's chest? Do we have anything?
Have you bought
Doesn't
any
sound
oil
like we
specifically
have.
to do so?
No.
Then no.
We can go back up and buy some oil.
It's not worth it.
Oh, honestly, I
It's
think
not
it is.
worth it.
Phil. It really is. We should just buy out an entire shop's worth of tanning oil.
How about that?
50-gallon fucking barrel of lube.
How about Julius? You go get the oil then. Just hold up by yourself for now.
Ironically, it would take him like not even maybe a. How long did it take us to get down here, Don? Like what, 30 minutes maybe?
About an hour to an hour and a half.
Oh, son of a bitch! We're deeper than I thought.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I was
let's
trying to
just-
say
we don't
before, but you
need
guys
to.
also ran down here, just like, hold on, we're quickly going this way. I was like, okay.
So while we're taking a short rest for her to polish her thing, I want to start working on one of the boom boom arrows.
Okay. Roll a wisdom, obviously, for alchemy supplies.
Excuse me.
Paris.
I'm sorry.
Is anyone else proficiency in alchemy supplies to help me, or no?
I don't think anyone
no,
else is.
sorry.
Shit.
Mm-mm.
I'm a leather worker. I'm a leather
tools-
worker and apparently a
Oh, yeah,
disguise.
24.
Never mind.
All right.
Oh.
So, working with this material, the material itself is not lost
Also,
on
Matt,
you.
I'm
and
sorry,
it's-
Matt, you seem quiet. Because I couldn't
Yeah.
hear.
I'm fine.
No, I mean, like, you are literally quiet. Like, I'm having issues hearing you talk.
You know how it is on my microphone.
Okay, fair enough. Alright, sorry, Don, continue.
You are familiar with the material. This isn't like you're working with material that's new to you. It's just ensuring that when you get it right without harming yourself, which is obviously going to be the big thing. So you take your time with it during this short rest. You're working on it slow enough that you're assured that it's not going to go off or something like that while you're holding it, but be good enough to get it done right. And as you put the final touches on it, as everyone else is finishing up their preparations of oiling weapons and such, you kind of stare at it for a second and you're just like, Yeah, this should be good.
Yeah, okay. So, nobody, hit this thing pretty hard. It's kind of unstable. Here you go, Alex, or Millie, here's a present.
I love how after saying don't hit it too hard because it's very volatile, he just proceeds to hand it to someone else.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
will very carefully take it.
It should just be like if the end impacts something. Because the idea is that there's like a bag like connected to both the head of it and the body of it that once it impacts something, it starts the reaction.
Oh dear.
Basically, yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, just don't make sure you hit. That's all I can say. Because whatever it does hit, if it hits like a stability pillar, oh, that's not going to be good.
I'll do
Unless
my
unless the creature
best.
is underneath the roof, then it might not be bad.
Yeah.
In that case, my best shot to hit would be if we sneak up on her and shoot.
Yeah, I have some more to make another one, but that's when I get more free time. Now,
Okay.
let's go kill this lady that apparently can turn people to stone.
Millie just in her head. No pressure at all. Holy shit.
I was wanting to suggest something while everyone is oiling up their weapons.
Okay.
Batalon didn't, just so you know.
Battalion was making
Yeah.
the explosive.
Yeah. Just going to, I will suggest to Millie that they might send Rolo up, down ahead, but with explicit instructions to be careful, and if Rolo did see anything, then Faria could just snap back the familiar immediately.
Well, your familiar could just get turned to stone if... I don't know how her turning people to stone thing works.
Renard can do it invisibly.
We could send Renard if he can go invisible. Or do you want to do it specifically for Riha? Or was it
It
just...
was more of a suggestion to see whether it was a smart idea or not.
It's actually could work very well. Julius, can you have Renard go invisible and send him down there with instructions to come back within 15 minutes?
You'll Renard tap you on the back of the shoulder. He's been standing around invisible this whole time. Yes, it's okay.
Oh,
Guys, I just realized something.
yeah.
That accent, Julian, you're King Julian in disguise. Don't come at me like that, son.
Elias has no idea what you were talking about.
Fucking lemurs invading our D&D party and shit.
I'm crying.
So, I'm guessing you're looking through the eyes of your familiar while you're sending it down?
Yes.
Okay. Let's check something here.
Wait, I have an idea. So, as it impacts, it explodes. What if we
Yes.
took it off the arrow, had Raynar carry it, Raynar fly over the Medusa, and just drop...
That's mean.
It's
No.
a Medusa!
I think he could do that.
But it would hurt him.
No, not if he's standing high enough above.
The question is would it go off at just being dropped?
That's the thing, it might not be enough momentum.
I'll keep it on my arrow for the moment.
Alright, and what was the instruction you gave it about when to return?
15 minutes, less if it spots something.
Less
Or
than spot
15.
something.
Rather, less if it spots something hostile seeming. Which is anything in this cavern that isn't a kobold.
So, looking through his eyes, keeping an eye out, you're pretty confident in his abilities as he's invisibly just sneaks knocking on through. 15 minutes later, he starts coming back. It appears that he has not yet reached the crystals by the time 15 minutes ends. Which means it's deeper in.
Lord only knows how long Renard will have to walk to find it in that case.
Well, I imagine we should go a little bit farther down before we send him.
Agreed.
Can only do so for so long. So, interesting fact we came across the other day. That common. Now, this is depending on DMs, of course. You only actually get to watch through your familiar's eyes for 6 seconds. Once they're past 100 feet, you can no longer do that.
Because it's a action to maintain it?
Yeah, it's action every turn. So once they're outside the range, they would no longer be able to maintain it.
New information that was brought forward that apparently, even Critical Role missed that, which that's fine. Everyone sees things a little bit differently, and for the way that it was worded, it's kind of obvious.
You know what I mean? It also is DM dependent, where Mercer does like to homebrew his own things for his game a lot.
And based off the wording, he did allow for that because they had talked about it before.
It seems like it's just like the easier option.
Wait, it does not say you keep using an action to maintain it. It's just additionally, as an action, you can see.
You can see through it, yeah.
And hear what it hears until the start of your next turn.
Until the start of your next turn. So for 6 seconds, you can do that, and then you have to use another action to bring it back.
It doesn't say you have to be within 100 feet to do that, though.
You lose your ability to contact. Your familiar must.
You can.
You lose your ability to communicate with it.
Yeah,
not
communicate, not see.
take over
Because
senses.
while your familiar is with 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. Then it says the word additionally, changing the subject from about stuff within.
That's why it's very DM dependent. But
Which
I would say that
I understand that you, as a DM, would say that means that he can't. I personally have been allowing you to be able to do that thus far, and I'm not gonna be lazy and just be like, oh no, it shouldn't be changed because I already have been doing it that way. But I have already been doing it that way, and I haven't seen anything broken with doing it that way, so I'm willing to let it continue.
Especially considering a player character is currently deaf and blind.
Yeah, that's the main downside to it. So if something were to attack you guys, as you guys saw with Fyria, who was using it while you guys were fighting the cat,
My internet!
clearly it has its upsides and its downsides.
I have no problem
yeah.
sending him down there. That is. I also made sure to buy, enough to re-summon him 3 more times in case anything does go wrong.
Just in case.
We could have Reynard stay about 90 feet ahead of us and follow down the path. We just need to lead Julius, which I don't mind personally.
But Talon wishes for him to rub up against him already.
I've never said that.
I can just imagine Vitalin's confused expression like, bitch, what? There are some hidden
Don't worry,
things
Julius
going on
knows
here.
the truth.
There are some hidden things going on here, and I think we need to keep walking.
So you're having Reynard stay
90, 100 feet ahead.
Okay. So keeping him a decent distance ahead of you, still within range to be able to telepathically be able to say, hey, back off, or anything of that nature, I'm presuming, because you've chosen a specific distance that makes sense. You guys travel down further, about a little over half an hour, before Reynard starts to see the faint glow of faint blue light, similar to the crystals that you'd already seen before. These crystals are, at first glance, kind of sapphiric in color, but upon closer inspection, they're not actual sapphires. Actually, I will drag you guys over so you can actually see a little bit of what it kind of looks like.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Dude, this map looks too familiar to the last one, though. That's the part that fucks me up.
Which one?
The last Medusa fight we had, this one's real similar to it.
Oh,
You guys entered from a different area.
I was gonna say I haven't fought a Medusa with Guru yet. We
Right.
almost did once, but not quite.
I'm scared.
I'm scared.
So, if you want to drop Reynard on the map, he will be entering from here with everyone else.
How far ahead is Renard?
He's
90
to
feet.
100 feet. We'll say 90 feet just because that's 10 feet less.
It was more so that he could keep the telepathic link with Reynard.
So, from the distance of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
I'm putting this
30.
here so I don't have to do it later.
Same.
We'll say that if you guys are you guys going at a slow pace, a normal pace, or fast pace?
I would say slow just because Julius is blinded right now.
I would also
Well,
say
Julius
slow
is
because we don't
essentially
wanna
just
alert
holding
this
on
stuff.
to Batalon's back.
Yeah, but we also
Back
don't wanna
ride.
alert whatever the heck we're trying to sneak up on. So
Yeah.
In which case, roll a stealth check, and we'll say that it'll take 3 turns for you guys to reach the entrance. 18 seconds, not 16, 18 seconds basically to catch up with Reynard. In which case, during that time, Reynard can be. It's not with disadvantage, by the way.
are we all
But it's still a 12.
rolling?
Batalon's one big stealthy boy.
Jesus Christ, Wanzi.
Monsi is a very stealthy boy.
Okay, Julius Stealth.
22.
My stealth is very bad. I'm not okay
Nards.
with this.
Ooh, there we go. Saw that coming.
Advantage. Oh, well, he doesn't even need the advantage because let's just see. Nope, he needs
Ooh!
Take the 23! Take the 23!
Yep, he does.
Don't make my mistake.
Okay. Having a
I
calculator nearby
apologize
is
in
helpful.
advance.
6. Okay. So you guys make your way down the hall. Meanwhile, Reynard is looking around. Let me actually drop these on the map real quick, because there is more here than just crystals. If I can.
By the way, Don, my inner rogue is like screeching. I'm just saying.
What do you mean? Why is your rogue?
I'm
screeching?
surrounded by gems the size of my fucking house!
Let me drop a few of these on here.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, okay, they're statues. Okay. I'm sitting here like, she got thralls? No!
Well, unless we're getting in some Weeping Angel vibes, then
You're not.
Just gonna stop turning them and just start dropping them. There's a number.
Those
of them.
do kind of feel Weeping Angel-y.
Shut up!
Isn't it weird? Those things never really scared me.
They
Oh,
terrify me. But I hate statues, so...
Oh, which reminds me, this one is actually meant to be.
Oh!
Who's that? What?
Those are
Oh,
ogre statues.
No,
Oh
not that.
man,
Who's
these guys
this
got
one?
effed up.
Who's the one next to Batalon?
That's me. I couldn't find a perfect picture for it, so I went, fuck it.
You're anime?
Anime! She's just... Are you okay?
Not there.
it's just for when you look at the map, it looks like you've got 3 of the statues pointing at all of the other statues, so are pointing back and just going, you.
Shame!
Like I said, I decided to stop turning them because, as much fun as it was to have them pointing in different directions, it was just going to be tedious to do quickly.
Yeah.
But they're all pointing in various directions. You can see a few of them that are trying to like look at the crystals and seeming to be frozen in actions. Some of them have various materials on them that are also petrified with their forms. Where's Reynard wanting to look around?
Oh, he's just doing like a full coast circle around here.
Roll an investigation check with Reynard's investigation check. Okay. Making a quick circle. Where would he look for first? First
Probably
area.
down here.
Okay.
Where there's be the most. Do like a clockwise circle.
Moving down that way with a 16. Just peeking in that area, you can see that there's a few bits of shinies. Looks to be a scattering of gold, a few smaller gemstones that appear to be just kind of placed haphazardly in this corner, where the light from the stones here, which I'll actually ping over here, stone here, seems to reflect some of the light down onto it to make it glitter a little more pronouncedly.
These money guys.
Okay, so that's his first place. Second place, roll another investigation check. Is he? I presume he's coming up in kind of this area.
Yes.
Okay. Moving up into that area, looking around, sees just the statues. Nothing really over there. He does see that in one of the areas there appears to be like some fallen wood that's been placed haphazardly. It's unclear to him what exactly that is there for, but I mean, there's wood over there, might be useful.
He goes into this little alcove.
That's where the wood is, which I will,
Okay.
I will drop
Then
that.
I'll travel.
Yeah, no worries. I will drop that wood there.
Drop that wood.
Yeah. Where is? Here we go. Boop. It doesn't fully cover up the entrance, but it's placed a lot less haphazardly than just the pile that I dropped there. He could potentially slip through it or slip around it, but it would be effort, and he would be spending his last quote-unquote turn there doing so.
No, he's just gonna make his way around down over here and then back towards.
Roll another investigation check. 17. In this area, let me actually check some real quick. Cool. He would see a few other scatterings of stuff. There's actually a one of the statues is actually kind of over here, which I'll drop another. Where's my let me copy. Paste. There's one right here that's up against the wall and appears to be missing a leg,
My leg!
and has a unpetrified, very large, what appears to be a greatsword. Still could technically be used by a humanoid of medium size, but for this creature was probably about the size of a short sword or a dagger.
Ooh.
There's a nice sword over there too.
We'll get to that later.
And by this point, you all
Julius
are...
doesn't know what we should. Not seen any Medusa yet.
I'm assuming that you're stage whispering, because God, if you aren't.
Well, to a degree, he is deaf, so he probably isn't fully aware of the volume of his voice.
Okay, if he's too loud, Millie would immediately just, like, cover his mouth, just, like, as a way to go, and scream! She's... Wait, Radar can see her.
Yes.
Now, you can
Well,
see her.
maybe.
Once you are
So,
entering and whatnot,
You
can
know
see
it's not, it's not hostile.
Still just very strange to have someone put their hand over your mouth.
Can I see Reynard? Or is, no,
And the other, I hope you like
No.
your fingers licked, because that is what his first response is. Right after you continue to not let him talk, he just starts to lick inside of your hand.
Valid response.
this ironically does not deter her as much as you think it does.
So you guys are entering, and where are you going in this cavernous area?
This area?
Well, yeah, first we had to, that was the last one he had to check yet, was this little alcove.
Yep. That little alcove, he has not yet checked. Roll another investigation check.
Investigation!
Oh!
Ooh.
He got distracted by you with your hand over my mouth.
It is rather empty. Looks more like a boring area. I mean, there's some rocks that have fallen down. I mean, it's not nearly as shiny. It's just it's
Okay,
eh.
So why are we being stealthy again?
So I'm just gonna have him go back to the center of the room and go.
She
I don't know, but there's a lot of shiny things in there.
Millie holds up her arrow. Sneak up on her, I get a better shot because I can't see.
I got an idea, and I'll say, I'll like gesture for Renard to come over to Batal.
Bernard's
come
invisible
over.
right now, but he heads
Well, like,
over.
if you tell me to, he'll come over.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will say, okay, so take this hand axe, go to the middle of the room, and drop it.
And Julius goes, hold on, I have one way to improve it. And he touches it.
You cast enlarge, didn't you?
Nope,
No
light.
light.
Oh!
Okay.
Just heard you complain about being blind down here. And then he'll carry the light into the middle of the room and then drop.
Okay. So you drop a illuminating hand axe that is a range of 20
20
feet.
2020.
20 to 40.
So 40 feet of light from the center of the room. Which is blinding!
No, I don't want that. I'm just gonna grab. Say, where did you dropping it? Bing.
Right where he
Okay.
is.
Right where
Yeah.
he is. Okay. So, I'm gonna put this underneath,
Look out, he's got a knife!
and you
No, out of
said-
nowhere, a lit hand axe just falls out of the sky. I don't even know the logic does. I think, yeah, invisibility is stronger than
Yeah.
light grip, so
Yeah.
he
Oh!
wouldn't produce light as he's flying.
So you have this area is now very much illuminated.
Good
Can you let him
job,
go a
little
little
buddy.
Can he go a little bit further out before he drops it?
No, it's already been done.
All right.
And if he picks it up now, it'll just show that he's there.
They'll show that something's moving it. All right. So you
Just
guys
gonna run up and start kicking it, so it starts hopping around the floor like it's angry.
Is that what you're doing?
No, that was the only way I could think to appease him.
Do I perchance hear anything odd?
Roll a perception check.
I'll also ask the same thing.
Yep, do the same thing.
My passive is higher than that, Jesus.
No, fire yeah. Sweet
I
bean.
feel like I walked into someone's back there.
Either Millie or Batalin, one of the two.
Nathala and Julius, you hear it's very faint.
Just here. Uh-oh.
No, you hear it's very faint. I know.
Oh.
I think someone is here. Julius,
You see no one here, by the way. Only the
Julius
stones.
thinks they're closer than realize, because I just heard some.
Don,
Hmm.
I look up.
Okay, you look up. Nothing's on the ceiling as far as you can see, besides a few
Oh,
scatterings more
thank
of crystals.
You scared
What,
yourself there, didn't you?
I don't know if bitches can climb.
Full weeping angel just sitting above there, just.
So
I
you
would
guys moving
cry.
in, or are you guys just staying at the entrance?
Move in.
I'll have. Since Mwansi is probably better at this than I am. I'll send him a bit forward, not into the light, and see if he can hear or smell or see anything. See his dark vision.
To the light, Wansi. Step into the light.
Roll a perception
It's
check.
warm and it will embrace you.
Nope.
He doesn't hear anything. Doesn't see anything as far as he can see.
Okay, Julius is getting impatient, so Julius is just gonna start walking in here.
Okay.
He says that out loud.
Okay, I'm walking with him.
Oh
Batalion's moving up as well.
So all we need is to leave an open shot for Millie, so... Hey!
Walk
Battalion
right over
screams.
no! What are you
Battalion
doing?
just scream.
As Julius goes over to here to start collecting.
Right, as you get there,
Walk up to right here.
so you go right there. So, Faria, where are you at? Just before anyone else moves. Are you still in the back, just like
moving in.
watching them, or?
I'm moving in.
Yep,
And
so
Battalion
Sorry,
is looking
but
at
I'm
his...
just
you can
scared.
you can move up to 30
Sorry.
feet. So where would you like to be?
I'm hesitating life choices at the moment.
Battalion is looking at his feet.
Okay. So you want to be right there?
Yeah.
So at this point, Batalion's looking at his feet. Everyone else is beginning to move in. Julius is like, "There's shiny things over here. I'm going to go check that out." As you get to right in front of that statue, as you're, like, there's shinies over there. The statue suddenly, you see the hand seem to almost like melt for a second, turning and shaping into claws as the form suddenly moves and lashes out at you.
The bitch is through!
Sam, you had to steal shit. Of course you did.
That
Like-
is a 15 to hit.
Just hits.
Alright, that, because of the fact that it is a surprise attack, that will do this amount of damage. That is 22 slashing damage, and I need a con save. That does succeed. But you see this creature just suddenly like shift and move and just whoosh, slam right into you. And I believe that is a good place to say roll for initiative.
I thought it was the end session. I'm like, no, it's not.
No, it's not the time to end session. Now it's time to roll initiative.
Let me just message me. I'm just gonna fucking say this. I take back everything I said about the Weeping Angels. This is terrifying. Agreed.
You ever see the thing where you can set up your desktop background?
Do you see what I mean, Matt? Look at that. It's only Meg.
Has everyone rolled initiative?
See?
I have.
Alright.
Onesie?
Once he's rolled initiative.
Oh.
Oh, comics here now.
Hello,
arriving
comic.
At the start of combat.
Oh, I literally just woke up. I had
Hey,
a
better late than
good-ass
never,
sleep.
bud.
Yeah, I will.
Perfect timing.
I will roll initiative for you. No worries.
Thank you.
Matt,
I got
no
look
worries.
at that.
Also,
I see it.
I apologize for startling you.
What really startled me was the music that was playing. Caught me off guard.
So
The
yeah,
comic found in Medusa's lair.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Good thing
And
Medusa only
Julius
goes for
just
women.
walked face first
Oh,
into
that-
Julius
Oh.
walked into a thrall, and Batalon just screamed at the top of his lungs to get its attention.
Good
But-
thing Medusa only goes for men.
but this isn't a Medusa. It's a statue.
Yeah, we haven't even
We-
found her yet.
Let's just get that right.
Wait, don't that instantly kills people?
No, but it nearly did. I am already bloodied.
Yeah, 22 against a Warlock's HP.
Hey, rolled really well in the fact that I literally have max HP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm saying, though.
How much HP
What?
do you have, Sam?
36.
36. You barely have less than me, and I have a bigger hit die than you.
I know. I rolled 8s on all. I got 8 on my 2 die rolls.
What the hell?
My dice
Guys,
roll so far have
We're in
Yeah.
combat. I understand that you guys want to talk about HP, but we've entered combat. Millie, it
Do
is
I
your
s-
turn.
See that motherfucker?
You hear the sudden sound of something grinding, and then all of a sudden, I'm guessing you would be making a noise of complaint
Pain.
at that. So you would hear that sound.
Do
This
I
is not
see it as I
lust.
go into the light, or is it not in the light?
It is just barely in the light.
Can I shoot it?
Not from that angle.
You're still
right,
behind
there's
a huge
giant
crystal.
in
There's
front
a
of me.
giant crystal in front of you, yes.
Come on, laptop, work with me.
I'll take a shot at it, because I don't want to get close to that thing, because that did a lot of damage.
Alright, fire away.
Not with the explosive arrow.
So, remind me to set this up again later so that I don't have to do this again next time, so that you're able to see each other's HP, so that instead of having everyone going, "Where's your HP at?" you can actually see the bar.
I'm going to
A
get
12
the
does
one.
miss.
See everyone's red bar?
Yes, I just put it on.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay.
be back into the shadows, because I don't have a lot of health.
Okay.
Far away, far away. Ricochet.
Nathala, it is
Y'all
your
are
turn.
insane.
Hey, this is a question that will come up on my turn real quick.
Yeah.
Racial spellcasting, does that account against spellcasting limit on a turn? For racial spells, like...
I would say yes.
Okay.
You would not be able to cast 2 spells on the same turn, regardless of if they're racial or not.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Alright.
I'm going to move up right about here. Cast Healing Word on Julius
Okay.
at first level.
Okay.
So he gets back 4 HP. Sorry about that.
It's HP.
And got my rapier out. I'm looking around at all of these statues because I see what's attacking him now. And I'm thinking to myself,
Oh, we have walked into something much worse than we thought.
So it seems. Julius.
but I will
Yeah.
stand right here.
Julius turns around and teleports to here.
Alright, so you are just like, ha 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 ha, whoop, zoom, and you are like, no, I'm guessing you're Misty Stepping?
Yes.
Okay. So
And
you-
then
Misty Step,
Nard is
no.
going to charge the thing so I can gain advantage on an Eldritch Blast.
Alright. 23 does hit. For 10 force damage as you slam
And
it
then I'm
into
going
his
to go
chest.
hide behind this crystal.
Okay.
With my movement. That's my turn.
Okay. So that slams into its chest. It kind of like rocks back slightly, and it doesn't seem to be. I mean, it's definitely affected by the damage, but it's more like it's like looking at it like it didn't actually have feeling to with which to feel it, if that makes sense.
Oh, it does.
No, yeah, it definitely does not look like it appreciated that, but it is still looking at you like,
You bitch. Deal with him first, and I point to Batalon.
What did it just say?
you're here.
Oh boy.
Of course
Lust.
I am. Where else would I be?
Lust, it is your turn.
How convenient. Oh, everything's loading in for me, and there it is. I don't know who's enemy, who is foe.
Enemy. Ping that. Enemy here.
Oh.
Everything else is just statue.
For now.
Yeah.
right, I was just saying.
I imagine the one I'm standing next to now is going to come to life and kill me next.
Wait, I think shoot it from here?
Yes.
Yep, you're basically just aiming over Nathala's shoulder.
Hey, boo, I need you to scoot over just a little bit. There we go.
No, it's more like putting the rifle on your friend's shoulder saying, "Don't move."
Don't sneeze! That will hit.
Don't sneeze.
Roll the damage.
Curse you, you old
Do you
laptop.
need me to roll it for you?
Yes, please.
2 points of damage.
Yeah, take that, you
Oh,
evil
yeah,
fiend.
comic. You'll have full health because you took a long rest. You didn't take any damage.
Woo!
Varia, it is your turn.
Okay. How far? You're behind the crystal. God damn it.
What do you mean? Why is that a bad thing?
Because I probably can't see him now.
Yeah, with the big statue in the way and then the big crystal, you can't exactly see him. The crystal is not transparent. There's a surface to it that prevents you from actually seeing through it. So it prevents line of sight. She would have to move forward
Cowardice
to be able to see
winning
it.
out over else. His cowardice is winning out over his survival instinct currently.
Understandable.
Oh, stop. I hate having small screen. Right. Move. Can I move up there?
Yes, you can move up there. You're
Okay.
moving through allies and they're not going to inhibit you.
Okay. That's movement. Excellent. Okay, you're getting a healing light. Bonus action.
My dog just slammed her head into the wall for no reason other than to shift.
Oof.
Ow. So roll that.
It didn't stop her.
Light. And anything you wanted to do with your action.
Take cover.
Sacred flame at the scary creature.
All right,
Scary-
Sacred Flame.
Scary creature.
Only the hands have been animated.
Roll the Sacred Flame, please.
And Guru, only the hands of that creature have been animated, right?
The entire body is moving. It was only the hands that were moving at first, and now it is beginning to shift and move about slowly, but it is moving.
Basically, it de-petrified.
It suddenly
Which is
began to
wild.
move and animate. It looked like a statue at first, and then it began to move, is what I'm saying.
Ow!
So it does not beat a 13, and it does take the radiant damage. It's not looking great, but it's still moving.
I would hope this thing is not dexterous.
It's like listening to stones grind with every motion it makes.
God, that's awful. That is awful.
Batalon, it is your turn.
Okay. I will move here so I have better line of sight. I'll just Eldritch Blast.
All right, fire away.
Eldritch Blast.
Pew pew pew.
24.
That'll hit.
Nice.
All right, that punches a hole right through its head, and it is down.
As a tentacle flies through the air and hits it and then flies back. to
Oh
the
god,
top
I'm getting
arm.
Alawi vibes.
It's legit. His tattoos fly out of his arm into the thing, then fly back onto his hand.
Mm-hmm.
That is nice.
That is
Just
a
firing
long
score.
as hell tentacle when it hits that range. All right, so you have it smack
Colin,
there.
I don't think we're out of combat yet.
He's
Move
moving
over there.
here still.
Okay.
Okay.
How much movement do you have?
Enough.
30?
Yeah, he only moved like 5 feet at the start of taking the shot.
Oh, he moved up. I don't know why, but I thought he moved sideways.
He
too,
moved
so I'm
up
like,
to
what
get
the
he moved up to get line of sight
Oh, okay.
first.
fuck? Okay.
Okay, so then he moves over there. Monsi, what's he doing?
Not the ruler. Not the ruler. There we go. I'm assuming since Monsi can hear stone grinding, I'm just gonna have him seek hold attack potentially for anything that might try and approach these three,
Okay.
or these statues that might come alive. So he's holding to bite.
Okay.
Oh no.
Guru, for fun, can I prep for charge on this thing?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So Paris, make that attack for Monsi.
I knew it.
Faria, it is going to attempt to attack you. That does hit, by the way. That is a 20 to hit.
Yep.
So 8 points of damage to this thing as it deals out 13 slashing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
13. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Con save.
Con save, yep. You're okay.
Oh
You feel, as it's hitting you, you feel your body attempting to slow down and contort on itself from the hit, and you just like shrug it off, just like, oh no 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 no.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Just like, no.
And I need to remove this one, as you hear of something behind you, and it is going to move here, but it is not able to attack. As you saw it like throwing itself forward as fast as it could, but it is not able to get to you in time. As it looks right at Nathala, and just seems to like almost like it's curious and in. Yep.
Hellish rebuke! Hellish rebuke!
Use that hellish rebuke. As you're doing that, the one that's in front of Nathala, you can actually see that while it, the image isn't correct for this, it has horns. It appears that this was a petrified tiefling, and it says in Infernal, "Join us."
Oh, that's what we heard.
And you can see the grinding of this mouth moving.
Damn!
Go off!
That does not beat a 13. You hellish rebuke, and after this thing has hit you, it like you just surround yourself, wreathed in fire. As this thing looks at you for a second, just like, wait, what? As you launch it forward, slamming it into its form, disintegrating parts of its arms, and its entire right half of its face that's nearest to you just gets blown off, and it falls just kind of backwards for a second, leg popping off. It crashes onto its back, and you see a cavity open up in its chest, where on the inside of it there is a obsidian skull just kind of clattering to the ground, which upon looking further you actually see that the other one that was killed before also has a similar skull that is on the ground.
What the hell?
And Guru.
Spatgitter.
Guru, I couldn't have prepped for a charge.
Because you'd already used your bonus action?
Because to cast a spell, I need arcane focus, and my arcane focus is my spear. But for it to be my spear, my right has to be active.
Right.
Technically, I have to activate my right before.
And this one, by the way, that one's no longer there, as it is moving towards you. Renard.
So my storm right is active.
All right, Millie, it is your turn.
I don't like this.
That'll hit. 9 piercing damage. Good.
Assuming
That
I
does
almost-
miss.
Son of a bitch.
As it glides across its stony form, as it just kind of looks at you, and still in Infernal, it says, "You too will join."
What is it saying?
Nothing you would be interested in hearing.
Nathala, it is your turn.
Oh boy. I'm looking at all of the statues across this cavern that haven't yet turned into things that are attacking us, and I want to keep it that way. So, what I want to do... Oh man, I don't think that I can without hitting someone else, though. Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
This is a lot. Okay, okay. I think maybe I can.
Can I offer a potential suggestion in my brain?
Go on.
If you're gonna try and destroy some statues before they come to life, you attacking them might just actually make them come to life because they'll still take damage to their health pool and might not outright die.
Would you rather take them out? I want to do...
Want to do siege damage.
I'll attack the one right next to me for now.
Slash away, or whatever you're doing to it.
Okay.
It's just my thought, like, for playing RPGs, like, oh, those things come to life, I should attack it preemptively. It would have left you alone had you not hit it.
Yeah. Oh, well, that doesn't hit.
That
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, we're still at level 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just making sure.
No worries.
That's an action.
Anything you want to do with
That's
your bonus
an
action?
I don't really have many bonus.
Unless a
action
boo
things
got
I can
hexed,
do.
then
No, not at the moment.
I mean, you do have your bardic inspiration, just a reminder, but you don't
Yeah.
get back on it until a long rest because you're still level 3.
Yeah, so I gotta be careful with those.
Who in the world is this?
I
So-
couldn't find a proper picture.
Yes, that is Millie.
Okay, I
Julius,
just need to.
I need one with-
and
you're fine, man. We understand.
Finding a chick with a bob cut is awful.
Julius comes running out from behind the crystal and looks at Baton and just goes, "Behind you!" As it's to that one, and then he turns around and looks at this one down here. And for the first time ever, he's gonna cast Hex and then Eldritch Blast.
Pew pew. Fire away. So I will hex this thing. 19 does hit. Alright, so for 12 points of damage, Nathal, you jab it and you see it scrape against it. You 2 attacks against this thing have just kind of scraped against it. All of a sudden, you just see just slam into the side of this creature's head, and it just kind of stands there for a moment, completely headless, as it begins to crumble, fall to its knees, and the obsidian skull from its chest kind of seems to just plop out at your feet.
Something is not right about these obsidian skulls.
Yeah, can I take a look at those now that it's cracked open as a bonus action?
It's about the size of a fist, but I'm going to say not as a bonus action. As a reaction, you can just see it. It's about the size of your fist. It's not very big, but it's just on the floor now.
Okay.
Lust, it is your turn.
Huh. So, where's the exit?
The exit is right southward.
Where we just came from.
Why don't we just leave?
Because this is the job that we're dealing with, potentially?
Oh.
I love the disappointment. Oh. Can she see that one past the crystal?
If she moved above Monsi, I'd say yes. It's 20 feet of movement, she would be able to make it.
2.
Alright.
And
Let's hope one
Eldritch
of these
Blast.
statues can cast lightning
Pew
bolt.
pew pew. That misses, and it slams into the side of the crystal, making sparks kind of fly out across its form. Does not hit it.
That'd be something else saying.
whoops, sorry.
Statues, new lightning bolt.
It sounds like something I would do, actually.
Yeah.
Faria, it
I
is
got
your
one
turn.
more movement.
I think I'm gonna bonus action pat myself in the chest and spend a couple of healing light dice
Go ahead.
because I'm in pain.
Mhm.
Actually, yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Nice, good. Then I'm going to move. I'm moving up about here, and Eldritch Blasting. This one.
New friend.
New friend. Friend my ass.
Excellent friend, best friend.
God, you got close to it.
That will hit, just barely. 4 points of damage, alright.
So many warlocks.
Alright, it's Batalon.
Like I said, the Eldritch Firing Squad.
I'll pivot around her and then prep for charge with this thing.
Okay.
And that's my bonus action to do. So I'll just Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Misses.
Eldritch.
So you fired, prep for charge. Alright.
Sally, my turn.
Alright. 1C.
Is there any way to tell which ones will animate and which ones will not?
Not that you can tell.
Can Wasi try and smash this one? She's pulled up. I'm still on the fucking ruler. That one.
I mean, he can certainly attempt to. He bites at it, and it's a statue. Doesn't seem. It's
Probably hurts his teeth a bit.
a little bit.
Alright, so that one's... That one. I'll move him over here, just because, like, it's a grouping at this point.
Okay.
Because I am terrified of which ones may or may not show up.
Because there is one more that you guys didn't miss so much as you guys weren't looking in the direction of it that is able to get over here. That is no longer over here. And this one right here.
Oh boy.
Batalon.
As that one steps up, alright, let's see there. Alright, let's see what happens.
I'm ready for this one at least.
Fuck.
That misses.
Yeah, I noticed.
And it's not a surprise attack because Julius would have been able to let you know it was coming just before. So it's a straight roll to hit. 15 for Rhea.
It's blind.
Blind, disadvantage. 10 to hit. I would presume a 10 misses.
10 does miss.
Got it.
Wait, hold on.
As
Let
you
me check.
see,
It can be
Batalon
blinded,
puts
yeah.
his... Yeah, Batalon, just... It's weird. The tentacle flies out from around his neck, and this, like, the ink from, like... The tentacle just throws out ink in the thing's eyes.
Like it's
Or it
spraying
hits the
it.
thing... Yeah, it hits the things in the eyes. Like, the
Yep.
tentacle splits, hits the thing in the eyes, and retract. And, yep, that'll be it for now.
And Batalon, 20 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
For 6 points of slashing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Alright. I think I'm okay at those. Not good enough, probably.
As you have you spent the ink, you turn over. You also feel something slash against your chest, and your body slows down, and you're looking at this thing in the eyes as you can't move. You're not petrified, but you are currently restrained. Millie, it's your turn.
Great! Lovely. Fun.
If
Wonderful.
one of us get petrified, we are fucked.
Yep. I'm going to take a shot at the one... Ah! I'm going to take a shot at the one in front of Batalon.
Out of character, Nathala, start Bardic Inspiration people. Like,
Shoot! Millie, shoot!
Yeah, I'm seeing how high the armor class is.
What the
No,
That
fuck?
misses.
also, out of character, everyone, do not use Bardic Inspiration on attacks.
Use them on con saves.
Use
Yep.
them on con saves so
That
we do not
too.
get
Worry about me.
petrified.
Yeah.
Don't inspire me.
Nathala, it's your turn.
Alright, bonus action, I'll Bardic Inspiration Baton, because he seems to need it the most out of anybody here.
Gotcha.
As an action, I'm gonna do what I set out to do last time. Let's see. Should be
Is
able
it
to
what I
hit.
think it is?
Yeah, it's your signature. From
where are you casting it?
here, I want to make sure I can get all. So without hitting
ones-
Baton. Yeah.
The two ones that are alive.
They're in two
Yeah,
separate
you-
areas, so you'd have to hit
you're-
Faria or
Yeah.
Batalon to hit them.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
alright.
So I'm gonna get that one, and let's see. So I can get that one and that one without hitting Baton. So
Ironically, I think this will hurt it because he's...
yes,
Potentially constructed.
exactly. Give me that good save.
DC 12?
Yeah, DC 12.
Charisma's like, that's a Cheshire main stat right there, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and let me just do something real quick. Just reading that. I believe it is... I know it says something about constructs.
It says that they're made out of
Inorganic
inorganic material.
Yes,
Yeah,
so instead of
inorganic
getting an
material.
18 on the con save, it got a 6.
Yeah, that's good 13 on damage right there.
I
Alright.
thought it also did double damage to or no?
Does it? Say
No,
that?
that's. I don't think so.
It does
I
double
don't
damage to inanimate objects, inorganic
Which is-
objects, I believe.
So
it has-
maybe the ones that aren't moving yet?
That's what I wanted to do earlier.
A creature made of inorganic, non-magical. It takes the damage if it's in the spell area. Yes.
Technically, you could have hit this one.
Yeah, he did.
I did.
And that one appears to be not the same sort of thing because it just disintegrated, just kind of falls to pieces, parts of it falling around. No skull falls down to the ground.
I love how I still put an X on it though.
Yeah, just to let you guys know that it is smashed.
I know, it's just funny.
Julius.
Reynard's gonna run up to this one as I hex it, shoot it.
I see you flipping over that hex over to it. To which one? This
Yeah,
one?
the one next to her, and advantage.
From Renard.
Oh, yep.
20 hits. For
7 whole damage.
Gotcha.
That'll be my turn.
Gotcha. Lust, it is your turn.
Wait, actually, is anyone looking? Limey, I'm gonna send you some heals. I
As a
send
bonus,
you 2 healing.
Your bonus
yeah.
action was to move the hex.
That's right. Sorry. Never mind then.
You're fine. I was keeping it with you. Lust, it's
And
your
by the
turn.
way, guys, out of character, my healing is gone, by the way, since I decided to blind.
You're fine. Lust.
Comic.
Comic.
Damn it!
Did he fall back asleep on us?
You might have. That's what I'm thinking.
He dropped out. He dropped out of the voice. Oh, I think it's connection.
I think he couldn't be heard.
Hello?
Yay!
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry, phone
Sure.
calls be messing up my.
You're fine. We
Discord.
understand. Yeah.
It's all good.
It's your turn.
Okay. Even when you turn to stone, age has not done you well. And vicious mockery.
Which one?
The one that attacked Batal.
Alright, so that is a wisdom save. DC 14, wisdom. If they had a positive, they'd have saved. With that, surprisingly enough, you see it like look at you just like as it's confused for a second, then all of a sudden its head starts vibrating and seems to just as a crack forms down the center of it. And it just seems to just it just falls apart as you did the exact amount of damage needed to finish
I
it.
wanted it to punch itself in the face and just kill itself.
Yeah, it couldn't even do that right.
Oh yeah, and Batal, these things are practically crumbling. You got this, and I give you bardic inspiration.
So you have a
Hey.
point. Yep.
Can I have 2?
Yeah,
They're from two
I was
different
gonna say,
sources.
if I already... Oh, wow, jeez.
I think that's how that works. I may have to look at that later.
You want me to look it up?
I'll look at it later. We'll figure that out. Just make sure. I expect you
I'm
guys
gonna
to
say,
do
I think what makes sense is you can have more than one, but you can't spend more than one on one thing.
Yes, that would make sense. Speaking of which, Faria, this one's in front of you. Still in front of you.
Yes.
Now that it's still dead, am I still restrained?
Yes.
Fuck.
Creature can only have one bardic inspiration die at one time.
Okay. So yeah. So you cannot give another one to Batalon. You can give it to Faria though, if you wish.
I will.
Okay. So Faria, you have a bardic inspiration die.
I have one.
Comic, are you multi-classed already?
Oh wait, no. I have one
Yes.
inspiration.
Jeez.
I know the red bars are meant to represent everyone's health, but Talon's has been hidden.
Hold on. No, you're right.
Oh.
You're fine.
Okay, it's fine. I was briefly worried for his health then. No, I'm going to
You have a familiar, so you could make you give it the help action. You just hit this fucker with Eldritch Blast at range.
It would just be a straight roll.
Yeah, close range. It'd be a straight roll, so it's a disadvantage.
Oh,
Or you
yeah,
can
I could.
disengage and get away. That's another option.
Yeah.
It is another option.
I'm just gonna do that Eldritch Blast.
All right.
I'll flank. Flank?
I think Reynard cannot be considered flanking because
He's not in combat, but your familiar on your shoulders can give the help action.
Hero question.
Hmm?
Since I'm restrained, does it look like I'm turning to stone?
Around the area that you were scratched in, it's graying.
Oh, not good. Got it. Okay. God.
Okay, actually,
Don't try to cut that part off of me. Jesus Christ.
I'm never losing those legs again.
change of plan. I'm
Yeah.
going to use my action to disengage.
Okay.
You can't skip
And
the
I'm
leg
just
day
gonna
if you don't have
move
any
around to
legs.
this side of Batalon,
Okay.
and you're going to get healing light. That's the last one.
All right. So roll that healing light for him. So you get an extra 3 health back. Nice. All right, Batalon. Con save.
With that bardic inspiration.
Oh no! I'm having flashbacks.
Oh Jesus! Oh come on!
And I'm gone, boys.
But you see Batalon like staring forward at this thing, trying to move, his eyes flickering back and forth as he kind of glances over to Freya, slowly looks at the creature in front of it, and you see the gray just
Oh no!
until it completely encapsulates him, and he is a
Dead.
statue.
I am dead.
We'll get to
You
that.
are-
1C, it is your turn.
No, when you turn to stone, you're considered dead.
Well,
Pretty much.
Again,
until you
That's
we'll
fine.
unturn.
get to that later. 1C, it is your turn.
Oh. I cannot move him that far, so unfortunately he's going to have to stay here for the moment.
Okay. Alright. So is he doing anything with his action, or just moving up there?
Actually, I can't have him do something. You said there's an obsidian skull somewhere here?
Yeah.
Does he see it?
Yeah.
Can he crush it?
Make a strength check. Nope.
Motherfucker. Well,
That was
alright.
his action.
Back to
Move
him.
back, yeah. One down.
Oh, right.
Alright. And it's got 3 options now, so I'm going to roll a 6-sided die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course it would be.
Oh no!
Oh, fuck.
And it's going to attempt to hit Faria. 24 to hit.
That hits.
Low damage, 16. Not 16, 6. 6. 6.
Low damage.
No, I was looking at the die. I was looking at
Good
the
question.
20. D20. Yeah,
Technically-
6. Yeah.
Gru, technically, the spear is still enlightening. Because unconscious is not incapacitated is not unconscious, and that's all petrified does. So technically, the spear is still sparkling with lightning.
Yes, it is. Faria, I need a con save, by the way.
Inspiration.
Well, but you have it.
With-
Roll it first.
Yeah, you're.
Oh,
Yeah, you roll the save, and then if you want to add it, you can add it after you roll.
okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about that. You are fine. You are not petrified, or restrained, rather. But this thing is in front of you, looking like it's getting ready as you hear it whisper, "You will join the garden."
I'd rather fucking die first. Hellish Rebuke.
You can only do that once per long rest. Oh, wait, no, you can do that as a Warlock spell slot if you have that with Warlock spell. So yeah,
Warlock
Hellish Rebuke
spell.
away. Yeah, I
Also,
apologize.
Racially, you can use spell slots to cast those.
I am
spells.
aware. Yes. So yes, you can
But
Hellish
it's not-
Rebuke. Fire away. Oh.
Oh.
What is its? All right, so that was a 15 minus its dexterity as you. Yeah, how do you want to do this?
They cuss out an infernal. This better bring my fucking friend back.
All right, you
then they-
say that as fire wreathes your form, flickering between red, white, and then blue before the blue fire just seems to haul back and slam into this thing, tearing apart its outer chest piece, blowing off its arms, and just leaving this thing as a smoldering mess. The only remains of it, the small fist-sized obsidian skull rolling across the ground. And with that, yeah.
That's where we're gonna end the session.
That is where we're going to end the session.
No, Battalion.
They're not getting him out of there.
We are going to
yeah.
discuss. Actually, I'll allow for one roll from everyone before they get out of an Arcana roll.
They're not fucking carrying him out of there. I know that. Jesus.
Son of a bitch.
Can I inspire myself or whoever has the highest Arcana?
I have it.
She has not used it. That's up to you if you want to use it.
I have rolled. I did roll a straight 19.
Yes,
but
you did. Okay, so 21.
It's a D6.
It's a D6.
Yes, it is a D6. So roll a D6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Faria, as you see this small obsidian skull at your feet, you hear something. You lean down, you try not to touch it or pick it up, but it whispers, "A day, only a day."
a day.
Only the strong petrify longer. A day. Only a day.
I'm an idiot. I don't know what it's talking about.
It's saying that he'll only be petrified for a day.
Yeah, which, by the way, if you didn't use that inspiration, just out of character, you would not have gotten that information. The DC was 20. But you
I
have
like how
gained...
the voice called Batalon weak, though.
Basically, but fuck,
Well,
man.
it wasn't calling Batalon weak.
No, it was saying the stronger monsters petrify for longer. These ones only petrify for a day.
Wording made it sound like only those who are strong stayed petrified long.
Only can petrify for longer. It is,
I love how-
you've been given a glimmer of information, as well as information potentially about the skulls themselves. But that being said, that is where we are going to end the session. For everyone watching, thank you so much. This was interesting, and to be honest, this is the second time Batalon has failed on a Constitution save against something that has done something terrible to it.
Dude, you gotta understand. Now Batalon is a stone werewolf.
And
We have to
now
comprehend this.
Just another example of Butters getting turned to stone.
Dude, I'm
Butters
so
luck,
lucky.
Butters
I'm
luck,
so-
Butters
look, my
luck.
luck has been better, but when it comes to petrification, I almost always fail. It's
I was ready for something to happen, and boy, oh boy, was this interesting to see happen.
Also, I want to point something out.
Hmm?
So, Batalon is now stone. He's also cursed with the disease of being a werewolf. And now it's like, what if it was like, okay, it would be hilarious. It was like, all right, tomorrow he will be back. What's tomorrow? A full moon. Fuck. Fuck.
What if tonight's
It's fine. I
the full
have beast
moon?
speech. This is okay.
Actually, that's something I haven't considered before. I'll have
They're
to think
still
about
Speech
that.
on a werewolf.
They're still humanoids. They're not beasts.
That's true. That's true.
Aw.
That being said, for everyone watching, thank you so much for being able to watch and enjoy this with us. This is always a pleasure to just go in, have fun, see the shenanigans these people get up to, and then see how bad it can turn for the enemies, because let's face it, they were not expecting to have adventures like these. And to be fair, though, the adventurers weren't expecting to suddenly have statues suddenly start swinging at them.
50-50, I kind of was.
You kind of were, obviously, but I had seen this like a month ago, and I'm like, you know what? For this mission, I need to make something that's going to catch them a little bit more off guard than just have this thing. Let's see how they do. And you guys did very well. The dice just seem to hate Batalon's rolls, that's all. And that happens. We understand. We love you guys all the same.
Well,
The
dude,
dice.
I know the reason you stayed silent was because the DC was 12, so if I rolled a 6, I might have been okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so, but nope, rolled a 1.
Yep. That being said, if you're watching this from the future on YouTube, leave us a subscribe, a thumbs up, a comment. All these things really help us out and lets us be able to give back more to you guys. If you're watching this and you want to watch us live when we do this bi-weekly on twitch.tv/whatteamcomp. And if you're watching it, wanting to watch the next session will be on the 26th of May. So if you are wanting to hop in and watch this with us, by all means, come on down. We want to enjoy this with you. And until next time, we are What Team Comp, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye!
Bye.
Boy.